Hello, Apps here from Dimp Digital. Welcome to Idle Game Chat. We are here to break down all the biggest and best news from E3 2019. And I've got the main man himself. It's Tom Adkins, not Adcock. How you doing, mate?
I am great. Fantastic. Super.
Excellent. I'm struggling with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, poor pup.
Does it sound like I'm ill or not too bad?
It don't too bad now, actually. No, on them voice things you were sending me was cool. I thought you were taking a piss at first, and I could hear you when you said you was ill. I was like, cool. He's really under the weather, bless him.
Yeah, I've had a bit of medicine. I feel all right, but I could deteriorate over the course of this particular podcast. I think the one we did last year was over 2 hours long.
Oh, it
could hurt him. But yes, we're here to talk about all we can about E3 2019. We're going to break down most of the press conferences and directs. I think we're going to skim over things like the PC Gaming Show, Kind of Funny done a showcase. What else was there? EA done a little weird EA Play thing, but there's some important things that come out of there. Devolver Digital did a couple of things. But we're going to focus on the main ones, but we will mention things off those smaller ones. But we're going to go right into it. When they say E3 starts is when Microsoft's press conference goes. Now, they had, I should say, E3 pretty much themselves this year. If you discount Nintendo, who they're now buddies with, and they're best of mates, their big rival, Sony, looked at it and went, nah, not bothering with that this year. So, it's the first time they've had the platform to themselves like this. So big expectations going in. I'm not going to go in the order of what actually happened chronologically. It's just going to be sort of a bit all over the place. Sort of the headliners maybe to start with, and then as we move down, it'll probably be less interesting stuff, although it is all interesting. I'm going to go in and start with Project Scarlet being officially announced. So same sort of reveal as we went for with Scorpio. Just a little sort of talking head saying, oh yeah, it's great. It's got all this power. They were talking about the old RAM, weren't they? And the SSDs.
Quite a lot of it matching what Sony was chucked out there just randomly the other week.
Yeah.
Sorry. Almost thing like quote for quote, wasn't it? Up to 120 frames, 8K you can do.
Yeah.
But to hear it officially.
That's it now. I guess the biggest thing out of that particular announcement was next gen will officially start holiday 2020 at the latest. So that's the latest it will start, because if Sony come out and go, we're going to release it in the summer, it could start earlier. But we know that's happening now. That's not rumour anymore. Xbox One dead next year at the back end of it, and we're going to be looking at this Scarlet. That's a shit code name, in it.
It is. I thought the way that video was going, like the way the wording was sort of panning around, I assumed there was going to be a name reveal. Do you think it will be the Xbox 2 because they went to 1, or do you think they're just going to change it completely again?
I've got a feeling they're going to change it again, because
they have Xbox.
Yeah, they should just do that, really. I mean, they had Xbox. Then they went to Xbox 360, and that made no sense to me. I didn't get that. And then to Xbox One, and I was like, well, who's coming up with these names? I mean, Phil has got his head screwed on, so maybe he'll come up with something clever. But
I assume that they'll just do the numerical now: 2, 3, 4, 5.
Seems like the thing to do, doesn't it? That seems like, or maybe they. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be against them just putting a year on it if they're going to infrequently bring out. Like we've had this gen, like the little upgrades.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Maybe do that.
SDX, the S Digital.
Yeah.
The SAD. No, what's it called?
No, it's called the SAD. Yeah, it's like,
the Xbox SAD, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember what it actually stands for now, but it's got no disc tray.
Xbox SAD. There you go.
Ridiculous.
Scarlet is pure.
Yeah,
that anaconda sniffing.
What's that all about then? Is that just bollocks, or is that going to be another?
Unless that was xCloud.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, they did mention a little bit about xCloud, and we'll go into that. Get this hardware stuff out of the way with Stadia, which we will get to. did have a briefing the week prior to E3, I think it was. Big Phil Harrison doing a direct style approach, revealing all the details. And I was expecting Microsoft to bring it here and be like, well, they've got Stadia, we've got xCloud. But again, didn't really reveal much here. Bit of a little bit of a
out there to sort of say that they're doing it. Really, I feel almost as if they've done it right at the last minute. Gone right. Well, we need to get this out.
Yeah. It was a strange one. I mean, the main thing they kind of, I get a bit lost in this cloud stuff when they start talking about stuff. But the one thing I could extrapolate was that you can either use the data center to stream the game, or they're going to let you use your console as the data center. So I'm assuming that will allow for remote play at some point. They mentioned it's coming October though, so not actually that far away.
Oh, I'm intrigued by that. Stadia's November, isn't it? So it's impressive to think that there'll be streaming gaming by Christmas.
Might be a load of old shit, mightn't it?
Well, wankering internet is going to fucking struggle. I saw a quote on here saying Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 4K 60 FPS uses about 64 gig in about 10 hours, I think it was, of gameplay. I was like, God, actually a bandwidth gone. Yeah. People have these caps on there, dead.
I mean, I haven't had a cap for a long time, but I know there's plans out there that do have those caps.
I think that even the unlimited ones sometimes have something. I think it's just like if you use like a terabyte of data or something.
Yes.
You know, you've got to use a fucking lot to get to that, but
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But xCloud, again, not really much to say other than it's lurking and there's going to be more details appearing.
Yeah.
We had an Xbox Elite Controller Series 2.
Yeah.
So Hall will no doubt be scrambling to get that. I had a quick price check this morning. Argos had it up for 180, but I've seen it for 160 and I think maybe 150.
Is that the OG one, yeah?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I've never really looked into them. So what is this new one adding?
Fuck, I need Hall for that. I don't know. I don't know. I know the old ones were letting you sort of modify. You could do things like change the tension of the.
That's right. I did see that. Yeah, the triggers as well. Wouldn't it? You could have like turbo shoot and shit like that. I saw that. Yeah.
I'm never going to get one of those unless it's given to me. So.
No.
But another one of those coming out, and I'm assuming that'll be forwards compatible with whatever comes next.
Yeah, that was a big thing with the console. That Scarlet is full backwards compatibility with the Xbox One games.
Yeah, that is. I think Sony sounds like going to follow suit and have 4 to 5 because they've missed that this gen. Really, it's been a bit of a blower for them.
Yeah.
We had a little chat about Xbox Game Pass coming to PC.
Yeah.
So they announced that there's going to be a version of Xbox Game Pass, so you can download a library of games whenever you want and play them. What shocked me was that it was tabled at $9.99 a month dollars. I thought, fuck me, that's expensive on its own. But if you have Xbox Ultimate, which is Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass, PC Game Pass is thrown in as well with that. And you and I have managed to get a bit of a sweet deal on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if when this goes up, this might not still be there, but Microsoft were running a promotion where if you upgraded to Ultimate, for whatever term you've got left on Gold, to say you've got 18 months, you upgrade to Ultimate, it's only £1, you'll get Ultimate for that entire term. So
excellent.
Those that sort of stack like I do, I think I was covered up for 18 months. I then added another 18 months sort of on the cheap for just Live, checked this promotion in, and then now in theory got Ultimate until 2021, which
good.
It's going to land me. But Xbox Game Pass is now branched out into the PC space. Salmon has got it. He seems to be enjoying what he's been playing with.
15 games installed, he just said.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I did see reports that Metro Exodus was running like dog shit off that Microsoft store. Yeah, so I don't know whether that's coming back. Because I remember when they first started doing this PC malarkey, people were moaning about they won't be optimised and they'll play like trash. And then I put Gears on and I thought, well, that's wrong because that's one of the best running games I've played on this thing. It was excellent. But
how long do they often keep these games on? Because I thought PUBG was on there and that's gone. So
I think around about the 6-month mark. It depends game to game, but you seem to get about 6 months out of them.
Minute. I want to get going, so I need to get going.
Yeah, it's a bit of it creates you sort of a panic because you don't want to miss them, do you?
No, I go shit, quick.
Yeah, I don't know how much warning they give. I would like a notification saying this is going in a month.
Yeah, that would be good.
I want 4 weeks' notice, and then I can plan my month around it. But they won't. But yeah, Game Pass is there for PC, and people can jump in on that. Last sort of kind of game related thing, I guess, but not quite. Microsoft continues their surge in buying game studios, and this time it's Tim Schafer who's sold out to Phil Spencer, and Double Fine is now a Microsoft-owned game studio. They're the guys that have bought you Psychonauts and other games, and they are currently in development for Psychonauts 2. What do you make of that? More purchases coming. They want to go big, didn't they? They're here to play. They don't want to get stamped out like they did like this gen.
Yeah, they've really sort of just put the nail in the coffin now on the Xbox One, and they've realised they've lost this gen. And they've been sort of prepping for the last few years, haven't they?
Yes.
So, yeah, I did expect another one. I was intrigued to see it was this one.
Yeah.
I know he's a kind of funny guy. Tim Schafer he's quite good friends with that Greg, so he's been on there a few times.
Yeah.
Even though like they were talking about it on then, even that Greg was like, I don't really like any of his games. I've got to say, I've never really played many of them. People like that Psychonauts.
Yes.
But yeah, again, another. It's the right way they're going. They've got to be pushing out these exclusives now because. Obviously, Sony have always had the talent and the deals, but now they've got these big studios. They need to get some of these new IPs popping.
Yeah, and it's all fallen into place for next gen quite nicely for them. You'd expect there'll be a steady stream of hopefully top quality exclusives coming because that's what they've severely lacked this generation from throughout most of it anyway. Okay, we'll get into the game. So I think one of the biggest. Well, probably the biggest franchise that Xbox has under the banner is Halo.
Yeah.
We saw Halo Infinite last year.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a dinosaur game because it was a lot of landscape, world building. There was animals roaring around.
Yeah. That fucking hunting game, I thought it was.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. and we got another look at Halo Infinite again.
Yep.
A little bit of a longer look. They kind of showed, I don't know if you can call it gameplay, basically just the Master Chief on a ship walking round. Probably not really, but the main thing for this is Halo Infinite's going to launch on next gen. It'll probably be the launch title that's there to drive sales for the Xbox 2.
Yeah, they sort of promoted it as a sort of next gen title, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's going to launch with Scarlet, so this was our first official look at next gen footage.
It's true, yeah. Did it look any different?
No, I didn't. To be honest, I remember thinking this with, I think it was the end of the PS3 going into PS4 with how good Last of Us looked. You get the last few games that were just pure. They've like squeezed every bit of power out of the of the PS3, and then seeing them. The games that were first announced, what was it, like Killzone and stuff like that?
Yes,
weren't too much of a big gap, but. You always do like to see the new games, but yeah, watching this, it looks very nice. Watching it in 4K and stuff, seeing how clean it was, and it was all in-game rendered, wasn't it? It wasn't a pre-rendered thing. So knowing it was all in-game footage, it did look lovely, but it didn't give me that sort of blow away like, fuck, is this what games are going to look like?
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Did you get that at all? Or?
No, yeah, it's much the same. It looked good, but there wasn't really a lot going on for one, and it was more just setting the scene, I guess, that Master Chief's been found somewhere, and we'll see more next year. I kind of, once they said it's going to launch with Scarlet, I kind of thought, right, we won't see much of this then, which I'm fine. Next year, that's when we'll see more of that. So the other big sort of title they teased, and we know that's coming this year, September time, is Gears 5.
Yeah.
So this is out this year, and I thought, right, we're going to see some demos of this. We're going to see all the modes blown out. We're going to get a good look at what Gears 5 is. We've heard a lot of reports that it might be open world, and I was like, that's going to be really interesting if that is the case. Let's see how that that works. And this ended up being one of the biggest blowers of E3 almost. I mean,
absolute underwhelmment.
Yeah, I forgive them for not showing much of Halo. It's a long way off.
Yeah,
but to not demo Gears 5 properly, whilst
September 10th.
You've got everyone looking at you. Like, it must be in a decent state. We're 3 months out or whatever it is, and they showed a little CGI set up. They showed a trailer for their new mode. It's called Escape, and then they went underneath the stage with fucking Rod Ferguson, who was watching AJ Styles and other WWE wrestlers.
I didn't know the other two were.
No, I didn't either. But no good old AJ. They were sitting there playing it, and we didn't see anything of the campaign. We don't know what the setting is. We don't. What are they doing?
Yeah, I expected, I remember last, for Gears 4, they'd done that sort of gameplay video of the one where they're walking through the town and then there's that big hurricane thing going off and that. I'm thinking, wow, this looks awesome. So I just expected a small level of that. But no, they just chucked it out there. Then they said, there'll be gameplay for the new mode, but it won't be on our centre stage. That'll be in some treehouse thingamajig later on. It's like, okay.
Fucking weird. I don't really understand what this escape mode is. It looks like it's co-op. So
yes, I watched a bit of gameplay. So the enemies in 4 where they swallow you and then they try and creep away. Yeah. You start off with 2 of you and you purposely get eaten. So they take you back to the nest.
I see.
So you put a little gas mask in so you don't die. Then you get dropped off at the nest, and then as soon as you get there, there's like a detonator to blow the nest, and then it's your challenge to get to the zone, the landing zone where the 2 escape.
Gotcha.
And it's just sort of it's a PvE mode, so co-op. But you're just getting through sort of waves of enemies that are coming for you, almost like a horde mode. But
you already got fucking horde.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So it's just like it's a bit different to horde, but not much. It's just a little co-op thing. But they seem to big it up. But a lot of people were sort of just like, well, what the fuck is this? Okay. Just trying to change the formula, haven't they? But it fell on deaf ears, mate.
that was not a good showing. I don't understand that.
No, to think other than Halo, that was definitely their biggest game of the conference.
Absolutely.
They'd even made a second a secret passage under the stage. It was all there ready for lights, and they fucking blew it.
Well, at least Terminator character DLC's coming through it, so you can get skin of that.
Fucking love it everywhere, that cunt.
They really don't want that new film to fail, do they?
No, chucking it out left, right and centre.
Unbelievable. They kicked off proceedings, and we're probably going to get into a few back-to-back games here, with the Outer Worlds. So that's coming October 25th.
There's Game Pass as well.
Included with Game Pass, day and date. So that's already paid dividends, that little trick, and to sign up for that. So 100% interested in playing that. That's the RPG from Obsidian. That will be multi-platform. I think that's their last multi-platform title before everything is Xbox exclusive. I'm assuming that was already in the works somewhere. Yeah. But huge. I think they used to have that on Game Pass. I know they own the studio now, but I don't think they're doing the publishing for this one, so they've obviously wrangled a bit of money there. And
Take-Two, I think it's 2K doing the publishing. So how they've got the fucking pennies to do that?
Fucking paid up. And so that's technically ours once they move over. But it looks interesting. Outer Worlds. What do you think?
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, you can tell it's got that sort of Fallout. Was it DNA in there?
Yes. I hate Fallout.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm not a huge Fallout guy.
Fucking hell.
I've never played Fallout New Vegas, so... but this does look quite interesting. I like the sort of comedic sort of role that it's taking in this game. I know Fallout did have its moments, but this seems more sort of predominant. And it's a new IP, so it's quite good. I don't feel like it's something I've missed out on. It's something we can all jump on together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'll be interested to see it. 'Cause I know a lot of people talk about Obsidian as a real good company, and some people even refer to New Vegas as the best.
They have said
that game. So I'm intrigued. Maybe it might get me back on the Fallout wagon. You never know.
I wouldn't bother with that Fallout.
Fucking chuck it in the bin. Outer Worlds now.
Had its time in the sun. I mean, I enjoyed it back in the day, but I couldn't recommend someone go back and play it. But yeah, Obsidian. What I liked about the trailer was this little segment where they were talking about you as a character arriving, and they was like, I don't know if he's a good guy, a bad guy, or if he's a psychopath, and it sort of showed 3 clips of how that might play out. One where you help a guy, I think he might be injured, and he gives you your gun. The second one is where you just shoot him and take the gun, and the third one, it looked like you help him get the gun, then you shoot him afterwards anyway. And
yeah,
I like that it's showing that off, because that's what I want out of these sort of games, is choice to run right, really.
Yeah,
do as I please, and hopefully there'll be impacts for that. But yeah, definitely that snuck up on me, Outer Worlds. I remember seeing it last year, but now I'm like, right, it's October, that's coming this year. That might be.
Yeah, I forgot how close that was away, but yeah, to see that much of gameplay and a nice trailer. Yes. Well, was it game? No, it wasn't gameplay. Well, sort of in a bit.
Yeah, a little bit in there. Yeah, they chucked a sort of spliced it in, but Outer Worlds 25th. Game Pass, if you've got that, it'll be there on day one. Ninja Theory, another Sony's, another Microsoft studio, I should say. They showed off their next game. It's called Bleeding Edge. Looks like a team-based 4-on-4 cooperative sort of, must be 4v4, I guess, like a competitive game. Sorry, focusing mainly on melee combat. I must say, I wasn't expecting this out of Ninja Theory.
No,
I loved Hellblade, and I thought that would be a great sort of platform to build off with the way they've done the storytelling. The combat's fairly robust in that, and to see something like this, which I just don't seem interested in this at all.
No, it did seem like a mashup of stuff that we've already got. It had that sort of Rage 2 / Crackdown look. Trying to be, I don't know, cheap, and it just looked like it was trying to be a mishmash of all things that are popular at the minute. I'd imagine this would have something like a battle pass in it, that type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to say, I would have much preferred if they'd have stick to a sort of single player narrative driven game, but it looks like they're trying to push the boat out.
No, not why. I mean, if we're going to be purchasing studios here, Phil, make sure they're making good stuff. I think that might be a blow when that comes out.
Yeah, it's definitely got the potential to be. Be interesting to see gameplay, but yeah.
Show a little bit again, but a lot of what we saw, this would be a common theme, is that there would be like a couple of seconds of something that looked like gameplay in amongst the sort of a trailer, and there just wasn't enough demos to see how these games actually work. And this was another one. I was like, that looks okay, I guess, but damn, that is not what I was expecting from the guys that just done Hellblade.
Yeah,
I thought something else. Maybe they were already working on this in the background, and then Microsoft come along and went, "All right, finish that off, and we'll pop a game out quickly from you guys, and then go back to doing what you're good at." But I don't think I'm gonna have much interest in this. It doesn't really fit my wheelhouse these days. So, fucking blowers.
Fucking blower, Bleeding Edge.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps coming February the 11th, 2020.
Oh, I've had this about 2 E3s. We've had this sniffing.
I thought that was a shoe-in for this year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, peculiar that they've delayed that. It was quite handy because I still ain't played through the first one. No, but again, on Game Pass, so it's there for us. But yeah, like you say, definitely thought it was going to be this year. It looks crisp, looks ready.
Yeah,
good to go. Nice. Don't get what the delay is. Come on, pull your fucking fingers out. It's a bloody platformer, mate. How hard can it be?
Easy. You could code that overnight.
I was going to say, popping them out on Switch every 2 minutes.
They are indeed. Minecraft Dungeons. So this is basically look like a Diablo 3 clone, but with Minecraft.
Well, when they first announced it, they said it was a new game from the Minecraft developer. I thought it was just going to be a complete different thing.
Yeah, so did I.
But I've got to say, it does look quite interesting. Again, coming to Switch, so you're starting to see this Nintendo partnership trickle in.
Yes.
Be a couple of games that do that. But yeah, it didn't look too sad, to be honest. Probably not one that would be getting Was it a Game Pass one as well?
I didn't see actually.
See if it was or not.
It may well be, but I mean, looked alright. But again, I don't think I've got much time for another one of those. They're not typically short, and there's a lot of grinding and whatnot. But they're finally doing something other than the standard Minecraft with that license, I guess, because they've just been building on Minecraft, the sort of OG. This is and done story mode, I guess, with Telltale. But this is a bit of a departure, isn't it? So they've expanded that particular franchise into different genres, as people might say.
Yeah, be interesting to see how it goes, but just trying to see if it is going to thing. Trying to find the gameplay trailer. Yep, it is. Yeah, Xbox Game Pass, of course. So it'll be one of those ones that you can just pick up and have a go if it's for reviews, but coming spring 2020. So another one added to that fucking backlog of games that's coming out.
2020 looks silly already. By the time it's to April, I might have had enough of it. It's getting that silly. What if I was to tell you there's going to be a reveal of a game based on Blair Witch and it didn't look terrible?
No, this is another one. I think me and you were texting, weren't we, throughout the thing, and I was like, this is definitely Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, I thought it was Outlast 3.
Oh yeah, having the camera thing, and then sort of just looked like a trailer for those type games. Knew something, and then as soon as they went into like a little cabin and there was a geezer standing in the corner of the room, I remember that from the film. I was thinking, what? And then it came up Blair Witch. It's like, oh, that is a very weird Adkins thing. But they seem to be making games based on weird TV films and movies at the minute. There's like a Dark Crystal game coming out somewhere, but this was definitely a surprise. Didn't get leaked in anywhere, and
no,
a real. But I've got to say, if the game, if you're into that sort of thing, these are the sort of games that make me shit my pants, and I do get like a bit of a baby when it's first-person horrors. So. It could be one that would be on my scaredy cat list, but interested to. I am going to tempt. Now I've got that Game Pass. I did see Isolation on there. I might try it, but the Bevan in me might take over. But I'll give it a go.
You'll be all right. Just turn all the lights off, put your phones on.
Well, that's it. You want to be proper immersed, but that's what shits your pants.
Yeah, it does. That's a good game in its own right. And if you love Alien, my goodness, have you watched all the Blair Witch films? I never watched any amounts like the first
one, and then they did a remake. I think I watched that.
Right.
But it's not really a huge franchise, is it? It just seems so weird to ever. Was it an Xbox exclusive as well? Or?
I didn't see actually. I think during these, when it's Microsoft doing them, they unless it's Switch, they won't put coming for PS4 as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's coming on
here. Just Xbox One and Windows.
There you go.
Maybe it might be a Microsoft exclusive. I don't know who's doing it.
Yes. I think I looked up who had done it, and it wasn't someone I recognised, and I thought, interesting. But that was a surprise. I think I remember hearing there might be a game in the works. This is like months ago.
Right.
But when I saw it come to fruition that it was Blair Witch, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because when that film first came out, that was the thing to watch. Yeah. That was everyone was shitting their pants over.
Yeah, I remember that at school. That was like the first wave of these
found footage type
things.
That's
it,
Yeah. And it'll work well in a video game because you'll be wandering around that first person. We saw some more footage of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We've got a section later on kind of dedicated to what they showed demo-wise on the Saturday before this press conference. This particular trailer just showed off a few bits we hadn't seen, spliced in a few gameplay bits we had seen, but we'll save the discussion about our thoughts on that for the demo that we get onto later on. Cyberpunk reared its head again.
Yes.
Wasn't the showstopper that it was last year.
No.
Hacking and taking over. But perhaps in an equally surprising move, during the trailer they showed off, Keanu fucking Reeves rocks up, and he's going to be in the game. He's playing looks like one of your buddies and probably quite a main character. And he released the release date of the 16th of April, 2020.
This was the get hype of E3, to be honest. For over the whole thing, there wasn't many things that sort of really got me up and oh my fucking god moments.
Yeah.
But this definitely was incredible. The way they done it, I was not expecting it whatsoever. I'm surprised it's not been leaked.
I don't know how they kept that under
it.
Yeah, that's
fucking
crazy.
leakiest E3 ever, like an old bucket. But yeah, it was pitch perfect when it, like, even the way the crowd reacted, his reaction.
Yes.
Such a hot property, I mean, to get someone on board with him. And I've seen like a few reports that he's not just like an add-on like a lot of these, Terry Crews, I think's in about 2 cutscenes apparently. In fact, he's going to be your sidekick throughout the whole game, and
wow,
he really is things. It's just it's so good. The actual CG trailer was so impressive. That game just looked so good. A little bit of me was like, oh fuck, so I wanted another walkthrough, but I suppose we did have 45 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've, outside of the conference, they are showing another walkthrough again to the media. And I've seen you tweeted over a picture of Greg Miller saying how impressed he was.
Yeah.
I don't mean put 45 minutes in your press conference, but why isn't this being released?
I know, they keep doing this. They did this with the first one, wasn't it? The original 45 minutes. We got that. Everyone saw that last year, E3, and then it took about 2 months for us.
I think it was like Gamescom when they did it for the public.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah.
And that's like, cool, blow.
Yeah.
Is that October? I think
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, they all fucking talk about it, and then they tweet about it, so we're all sitting there going, well, fucking show us then if it's ready to see them for the pro. Why they got just because they're in that media? Don't matter.
Keeping them sweet, isn't they?
Yeah.
What do you make of that release date? April the 16th, 2020. One thing I will say is it's been released after what they call the fiscal year. So end of March is when all the profits in for the previous year go in, and that's basically when performances are judged. And you'll notice with the likes of Anthem, with the likes of Andromeda, they were games that were pushed out, but no further than March because EA wanted the profits in from the game dropping. This is after that, so if it needs to slip, it's got almost a year. If you're looking just at the financials, I'm a little bit surprised that it's coming at the moment before next gen.
Yeah,
I thought this might be a dual release.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, especially with the backwards comp out. I thought there might be just a patch to boost it up or something. There probably still will be, to be fair. But yeah,
mate, they'll be double dipping that. They'll be like, no, brand new version, 8K ray tracing. You've got to play the 80 hours again on this £600 PlayStation 5 Turbo.
Blimey. I didn't expect it to be this year.
No, not this year. Definitely not. I was surprised they had a release date though.
Yeah,
sort of within a year. I was like, it's a long way away, April the 16th. But
it's not the end of the world. It's within a year. Oh yeah. So be interesting. I'm really hyped for it. I can't wait. Special editions look incredible.
Oh, it's fucking expensive though.
I remember picking them up for like just about 70 to 90 quid before. Now they're like 200-300.
250 quid, wasn't it?
Was that the Final Fantasy one?
Final Fantasy First Class, and this was not cheap either.
It looks pucker though, didn't it?
Yeah, I would pay 130 probably.
Yeah,
but when they start going above that, I think, well, hang on a minute, I ain't even got room for half this stuff.
No, that's the true. All the big ones as well. I want like the fucking helmets. I'm just going to have a room for the gaming helmets.
Oh, the Doom helmet. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
that's one
that looks
to get.
awesome. So I've got to say, I was surprised to see that release there, but it was nice that we got one. Keanu revealing it.
Yes. Excellent. I saw an interview earlier on from IGN that he'd been approached about a year or so ago, maybe like last July, and he's lent his voice to it, but he's been doing a lot of the mocap as well.
Oh, right. Oh,
so he said that's one of the appealing things, is that he wanted to actually be a bit hands-on. Because when he came out, I thought, I don't think he knows what he's doing here.
No.
he don't know about all these sweaty nerds like hearing for him saying you're breathtaking.
Breathtaking. That is the meme of E3 now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, he is, in terms of business and entertainment, he is a hot property to have, and they've done.
That's the thing as well, like fresh off of John Wick 3 as well.
Yeah, little shithole Polish fucking devs going, "Oh, come here. What have you done before? Just this like sword and dragons thing called The Witcher." And he's like, "What's that shit?" Get me in Cyberpunk. Interesting fact about Cyberpunk 2077. It is based on. I'll probably get this wrong now. Said interesting fact, but it's based on a. I think it's a tabletop game.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
It was Cyberpunk 2020.
Cool.
And it's going to release in 2020.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, the thing. I thought you meant the full game re-releasing it or something.
No.
Right. That's quite.
So back
fun.
when that was a thing. It was set in the year 2020. And I don't be seeing that 2077 looking like that now. They got that wrong. Can't even get fucking 2 megabit internet down the fucking pipes here.
Yeah, that is true.
Little game here. I'll put this under my earmark section, which basically means go away and find out exactly what it is.
Yep.
It's called Spiritfarer, and it looks like a crafting, maybe a base building game, and you kind of looks like you build like a community of animals on a boat.
Oh right.
And
you know what? I can't even remember this game.
No, I think we might have been waffling during it, but.
Right.
But yeah, it's like looks like a little sandboxy type game, and I think the animals can die. And I thought, you know what, it's not.
That'll be one of those ones.
It'd be an earmark job in. I'll have a little look at it later on and figure out exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Battletoads. So
yeah, that was one that was another leaky bucket, wasn't it? They'd already announced it, hadn't they? I think last year was it? They sort of said that they've got the acquisition.
I think they said they showed the title last year.
That's right. Yeah, just a reveal, wasn't it? So we saw some gameplay.
Yes,
reminded me a bit of
Streets of Rage.
Yeah, Streets of Rage, but Cuphead as well. How a lot of sort of bosses looked and stuff.
Yes,
from there, but another one that should be coming to Game Pass as well, hopefully.
Yeah, a lot of people say Battletoads is a really good game, but like you try and play that, it's just that it's fucking hard.
Yeah, all them fucking games were back then, weren't they?
Half broken, and then
what was it on? On Mega Drive?
Don't know actually. Yeah, that's a good question. I assume so. Or it could have been on Nintendo, I guess. A lot of stuff was back in the day.
It's a Rare Boy, isn't it, as well? Rare Boy. So maybe it won't be coming out to play, but cool, we'll have to actually pay out for it.
Yeah, I don't know who's developing this one.
It is going to Game Pass. Cool, I think I'll put that.
Yeah, Microsoft own Rare now.
Oh, cool, yeah. CFE, isn't it?
I think it's hit. So I think anything they do will be lurking on there. Looks like it was on everything. Just had a little quick look at the old one, but not going back and playing that.
No, I didn't realise that all the characters' names are based off like disease or like horrible.
Yeah,
Zit, Rash, Impul.
Yeah, dirty fuckers, isn't they? that shit ain't right. If I don't think you're gonna remember the name of this, but I think if I describe it to you, you will. It looks like it's a game about visuals, pretty much, but it looks like it's set within like a child's drawing book almost.
Right.
Child's doodles, and you move through each page, look like a level or a world, and it was called PG Time: The Legend of Right.
Cool.
Black and white pencil animation.
Went for a toilet for that bit, I reckon. Another one, Lost in the Abyss.
Skip over
There was
that.
like a little blip in that thing, wasn't there, where they were just chucking out to.
Oh yeah, this is definitely during that period. Yeah, they were going absolutely mad. Here's one that I know you definitely remember seeing.
Yep.
Splinter Cell, or should we call it Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Yeah, I remember thinking, fuck me, this looks good. This has got to be a AAA game. And at first I was thinking, like, when it was going across all like the sort of horizon, and you could see all the buildings and things, I was thinking, God, this looks impressive. It could be Series 3 of Hitman, I was thinking. But my first assumption was like, oh, this is the Splinter Cell reveal. And then it turned out to be... What did it turn out to be?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I was like, what the fuck?
Looks nice.
PC first and then Xbox One later.
That'll be a Game Pass jobby.
Yeah.
I used to love... I didn't actually have Flight Simulator back in the day. I had something called Flight Unlimited. I think it was Flight Unlimited 2 it was called.
Huh.
I think Hall had Flight Simulator, and it's always...
Do you have the fucking joystick thing? Whatever.
That's it, yeah. But you can fly commercial jets. Like you can just do like a transatlantic like Flight if you want. And if it's on Game Pass, I'm 100% going to download it and spend a couple of hours of it and then never play it again.
It looked fucking impressive, didn't it?
Yeah.
Got Sam by the chisels.
Oh yeah, we'll do that sort.
He likes all those simulator games.
Yeah.
One of the only ones I've really played, there was a car mechanic one. I played that. Fitted an engine and that was about it.
You can do it on your real car now. Yeah. That's why you do it. Useful. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
That had chappers written all over it.
Yeah, so it's been rendered in 4K with updates. I think it's got
used to love playing them fucking games on the old PC. The old screen.
I haven't delved into it. I've got that Total War something Britannia, and it's basically it's not the latest one. That was Three Kingdoms. The one before that, Total War Saga, it might have been called.
Oh yeah.
And it's set in like the British Isles and Islands, and I thought I could get involved with that. Haven't even turned it on, so this unlikely to get hold of this. Wasteland 3, so another entry into that franchise.
Yep. Is that the sort of Fallout-y shelter type one?
Yeah, I believe, I could be wrong, the original Fallout guys, so this is the old school Fallouts before Fallout 3, before Bethesda, this is them, and Wasteland's like their spiritual successor to those, because some people are like, Fallout 3 is a disgrace.
Oh, cool, yeah.
So this is like what they go to now. I ain't playing that.
Nah.
One that I know Lappers definitely will play, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, so that's going to be all 9 of the whatever tology you call that. So
do you reckon this will just include, because you got the complete collection, didn't you, which was the first 6 films. So do you think it would just be that plus 3 of the others? Or even including, there's a Force Awakens one, isn't there? So
yeah.
Have they done the Last Jedi one?
I don't think I find it hard to believe they haven't.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I don't remember seeing one, but I assume it might just be all those games plus the extra 2 that they haven't made then.
Yeah.
Or unless it's a ground up remake, HD 4K remastered.
They're fucking long, those games.
Yeah, they are quite fun. I've got to say, used to play through, I think the first couple I had.
Yeah.
Complete collection, but you ain't really. That was when I had no time. I was getting through games left, right, and centre, and could delve into these toilet games, but these backwards just grow and grow now. So
it's not ideal, is it? So that's happening.
Poor old Largo. That's going to have to be put by the wayside.
Yeah,
for Albert, I reckon.
let him play that. Dragon Ball Z, Project Z action RPG thingy.
Then got announced. So that was the Project Scorpio reveal. That was what it was called.
Right.
And then it was released, and then at the end of that trailer, they released the full name, and it's now Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is
any good?
The main character Goku's real name on his planet. For you DBZ nerds. But yeah, this looks quite fun. I think there's been I don't know if there's ever been, or there's probably some old RPG games of the Dragon Ball Z world, but mostly they've all been fighting games. Like there's the Dragon Ball Fighters, which was received very well, and before that you had, what was the 2 other games? Dragon Verse, is it? Dragon Ball Verse. I think I've got to say I'm pretty new to the series recently. I've only just recently been watching it. I watched all the Dragon Ball, which was about 300 episodes almost.
Jesus,
it's fucking a lot. And now I'm about 100 episodes into Dragon Ball Z. I've got another 200 to go. They're only like 20 minutes long, but it's a neat. Well, it's not niche because it's fucking huge, but you've got to be into that sort of thing to sort of keep yourself entertained.
Yeah.
From the outside, I can imagine people watching going, "What the?"
What's all this screaming going on?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Just a man straining for years. But yeah, I don't think there's been an RPG, but it'd be interesting. Old Bandai.
See how it pans out.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Resurrection
Kakarot.
There you go. 12 minutes.
Cool. Is that what we got left?
No, yeah, I wish.
When you type that, I was talking about. I was like, "What are you talking about? 12 minutes?" I was thinking, it was like 2 hours that conference. That's what you wrote. You wrote 12 minutes Xbox conference. So what the fuck is he talking? And then it suddenly snapped, and I thought, oh yeah,
yeah. This was like a top down. They marketed it as like an interactive thriller. It's a top down perspective. It's this couple in this apartment. It looks like, and the setup is that there's someone who's going to come through the door and kill them shortly, and it's a time loop. So my assumption is you start off the scenario, you do whatever, you end up getting killed by the bloke, and the aim is to work out how to not get killed by these horrible fucks that come in and like tie you up and stuff and kill you. Interested in this is another like earmark jobby to keep an eye on, but didn't expect to see anything like that. So 12 minutes is on the earmarking job, and as long as it's not a complete disaster, it'll get purchased.
That 12, that intrigue list is growing.
They're dangerous, those lists.
Yeah. Hopefully it shouldn't be too like these type of games. Another one like what Edith Finch and stuff like they're just look, if it's a couple of hours and you can get it done in one playthrough, fucking hundreds of them. I'd love to play all through them all. Get them.
Yeah, much easier for sure. Way to the Woods. That's that fucking Bambi game.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Oh, Beb and Bambi. I remember.
Yeah.
So is that one that was announced a while ago? Or?
I don't know. I don't remember it. I just saw it and I tuned out. In all honesty, I was a bit like, not really.
Was this part of their ID Xbox? Or
yes.
Yeah.
So.
They had a little sort of feature about that, didn't they?
That's it. Waffling about how they're helping them when they're not. Just chucking them on Game Pass for free. People ain't paying a fucking penny for them. Forza Horizon 4 Lego Speed Champions.
Cool. This is a biggest surprise of E3. We heard that there weren't going to be, because normally there should have been a Forza Motorsport game. It's the first time since 2010 that they've chucked this out. A full 9 years they've gone, and then now they've gone, no, people don't want a fucking new game every year. So, to be fair, like after playing Horizon 4, I really weren't feeling another motorsport game. So,
not even Lego.
Well, nah.
It's out now.
It's out now, and they chucked this out, and it looks quite fun. I don't know. It's paid expansion, and it's
it won't come with that Game Pass, which is annoying.
But it'd be interesting. It's all like it's sort of a standalone type thing.
Because for free they've done Hot Wheels.
That's right. And
I've been told that you sort of go into the environment and it changes everything to that style. So if you were to download this and play Lego Speed Champions, it would be everything would be in that sort of that Lego style. So interesting for people that are into it. I think I've got my taste of Forza after Forza 3 in the Horizon style of things. But for those, it's a very popular game. For those that are interested, that's a little bit of DLC for them.
Yeah. So I wonder what they'll do, if we'll do the next one Motorsport and then maybe another Horizon 2021.
Yeah, I imagine Forza 8 or whatever it's going to be, Motorsport will be the launch title.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
That'll be the 8K jobby they try and show off.
Oh, yeah, that's they did that with the one of the X, didn't they? Forza 8 was sort of, look at this. I think I did buy that, because, that was the first 4K 60 FPS game, so I remember thinking, right, I've got to have that.
Yeah. Many hours into it?
About 3, I think. Off in the bin. That was 40 quid well spent. I think it was only about 20, I think, but still.
Yeah. Gears Pop got more fucking gameplay than Gears 5.
Another one that was announced last year.
What's this, mobile?
Look fucking. I thought it was going to be like a sort of quite a good game. I thought
like XCOM.
I thought it was going to at least have bit like XCOM and Mario, but just a fucking mobile game, didn't it? Like even like the showcase was like showing on a mobile, had like some weird fucking aspect ratio. I was like, cool, get this shit off my screen.
Not ideal, that one.
No,
won't be looked at. One of the biggest RPGs in the world finally comes to the West. It's Phantasy Star Online 2. I mean,
cool.
Has anyone got time for that these days? But
bloody hell, I don't know. Lappers, he loves them fucking MMOs.
Yeah, he does. He does indeed.
Destiny MMO.
I'd like to give this a try, but
I didn't realise how big it was. But yeah, is this an Xbox thing or is it everyone?
Good question. Don't know.
Number 2 as well, Phantasy Star Online 2. I feel like I've missed out on the first one.
I know, yeah.
Got to play that now.
That's not ideal, but I know you've got cross-play between Xbox One and PC, so all those OP fuckers can really put the pain in. I think I got a feeling it might just be for Xbox at the moment.
Yeah, which is strange. Yeah, it does. I'm just looking on a few things now. On Game Pass as well.
Oh, there you go.
Lots of lovely stuff. We will be playing it, but yeah, it does look like it's a Switch exclusive, a Xbox exclusive, which is fucking bizarre because how much the is this? Yeah, it is Japanese, isn't it? Yeah. How big the PlayStation is in Japan and how weak the Xbox is in Japan, and they've gone right. Our best game, our most popular game, chuck that on the weak market.
Very true. Very true.
I suppose them Xbox boys need some of the Japanese fans, so why not go?
Yeah.
Big boys.
Well, the thing is, it's been out since 2012 or something like that in Japan on like Windows. I think it's out on PlayStation 4 in Japan. So I think they're already playing it. Oh. It's just that it's not been converted to English.
Right. Oh, yeah. That localization.
Yeah. So this is the first time it'll be westernized, for lack of a better term, and it'll be coming spring 2020 for those that are Lord Sniffers. There's another weird one that sort of popped out of the woodwork. Crossfire X.
Yeah.
Another seemingly extremely popular game that I've not heard of. That's coming 2020. Wasn't overly impressed myself.
Oh, again, this is when I was like, for fuck's sake, what is it with these pissing CGI trailers?
Oh no!
Show me gameplay. I don't know what any of these games are. They always look brilliant. I remember years ago on the Xbox 360, I bought a game called Prototype because the CG trailer looked fucking incredible. I was like, this game's going to be the bollocks, and it was trash.
Good.
I was like, fuck's sake. It was like made by Activision. It was like set in like New York with some disease. They were like, it's going to be like the old school Spider-Man games. It's going to be brilliant. It was trash. And I bought that on the basis of a CGI trailer.
Yeah. I mean, the trailer here didn't give us any idea of what's going on. So it's just guns and beards and whatnot.
Yeah, it looked like two geezers that have got some power trip. And just fuck off explosions. Someone shoots a fucking missile through a building and he just brushes it off.
Yeah.
Right.
Craziness. A game called Tales of Arise.
This is another one of my intrigue list.
Cool.
Yeah, Mr. Japan. It looked like a JRPG, but I thought it looked quite interesting. There's apparently fucking hundreds of them. These Tales games, they're very influenced by the Final Fantasies, I've heard, and they're all sort of just individual stories. So it's one that you could just pop on. You ain't gonna have no backlog, but yeah, I think a couple of them are coming to Switch or going to be, but this one isn't. This is going to be a better gen version. So interesting to see. But I don't know if I've got time for these 45 billion hour RPG game.
No, not when there's fucking Days Gone demanding similar levels. Just to get through the basics. Borderlands is having like a gap bridging DLC, so it will gap the story from 2 to 3. I think it's called Commander Lilith and a fight for the Sanctuary. So
chuck that out as free DLC. I installed that today because you have to.
Do you have to?
Yeah, it's timed as well, I think. So it's only for a little while, so you have to get it. So
on Xbox?
Get it on both, yeah. Just get it on the store.
But once I've got it, I ain't got to finish it in the time.
No, just got to download it.
Just turn my Xbox on now.
So yeah, get it on and then just free install quick, because I heard it's only for a limited time or something.
Why are you doing shit like that for?
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
Tossers.
But I've got a few YouTube streamers that have very Borderlands, and they've said it's pretty cool. Quite
nice.
Some loot, something to work with.
If I was to say to you that George R.R. Martin is consulting on a game with From Software, Miyazaki, the genius behind Dark Souls and Bloodborne, would you expect the Ring of Elden to have popped up?
Not a fucking chance. I'd have gone, what is it? These games don't have story, they're lore.
Yeah, they're law-based.
Lore-based. Read some fucking comment from some geezer trolling. Go, well, this one is about, right, it ain't, it's just good gameplay, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, that's what they're after.
So now I've gone, right, get that fucking Lord fucking Martin.
Yeah, didn't really see much, did we? We just saw like a set up to the. It looks just as twisted as the other From Software games.
Yeah.
Someone said it's set in like a Celtic.
Yeah, it was like it's like a fantasy Celtic. Weird. I did see some sort of like description of it. It was very Souls-like, they were saying. I think it might be open world.
Right.
Bumhole Ring. What's it called? There we go. Biggest title. Cool. Biggest title yet in terms of sheer volume, they're saying.
Christ.
Fucking hell, described from thing. Blah, 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 blah. A dark fantasy RPG full of things we weren't able to do in Dark Souls series.
Jesus.
Cool.
Dirty. And some of that stuff's fucking fucked up that goes on in there. So.
Yeah.
And you got that dirty bastard at the helm.
Heavily focuses on action. And will focus more on RPG elements. A third-person melee combat will return. Weapon,
gone.
or weapons, magic, and ways to engage enemies that make it possible to provide users with the style of gameplay and strategy that suits them.
Can't complain about that, can you?
No. So again, another one. Fucking that leaky bucket. If this would have come up, like that first bit where it sort of just was said about From Software, and then if you'd have seen George R. R. Martin, you'd have gone, fucking hell, this is going to be the bollocks.
Yeah.
But again, that leaky bucket.
It is a Costa Jack, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really
Try
is.
it, saying it's alright, and then fucking Corey beating him.
Did you think, I saw you said that, so Jason Schreier was talking about, I think he was defending the fact there's been lots of leaks.
Yeah, saying it's not considered a spoiler or something. He's saying that it shouldn't, these people shouldn't get offended by us, the media leaking it and stuff. And then, I think Corey was sort of saying, well, people put their hard work into these sort of reveals and stuff.
To reveal it, yeah.
But some cunt like Schreier goes, I don't know.
Did that go anywhere, or did it just sort of...
No, I think they just they bickered for a little bit, and then were sort of like, we have a difference of opinions. If you fancy carrying on this conversation over a drink or whatever, I was like, well, fucking call him a cunt.
Yeah.
But they sorted it out. But yeah, I don't know where else. I get like the media would need to do this to get them clicks, didn't they? And people, I mean, I do love a leak a little bit. It does get you juicing, but I'm on the same fence. A lot of these leaks did ruin E3 a little bit. Because we didn't get... It
seemed like, I don't know if it's because there was less surprises in general, or whether we just weren't as impressive as what I thought it could have been. But they definitely seemed a bit more. They seemed to hurt a lot more, the reveals.
Yeah,
and we'll come on to some stuff later that was leaked, quite major ones that had you not known about it, and this is a good one as well. Ring of Elden.
I think this
people would have been going. Cool.
Yeah, this
but
one
then
for me.
That fucking that. What's the name? Old Martin he wrote about it on a blog.
Oh, was it him? Yeah, I did. I remember this.
Initially, it wasn't. Initially, it wasn't, but then later on, like after the leak had come out, he wrote something saying he's been working on a video game with Japanese.
Right.
And then everyone just put it together
Yeah.
based on that. But yeah, I mean, in general, not ideal to get these leaks really. But unless you disconnect from the internet, you're always gonna run the risk of running into them. We will move on. So we've got a couple of like smaller bits that we can probably blow out in other conferences, but something called Way to the Woods. Dying Light 2 had another trailer.
Yeah.
Thought we might see more of that. Didn't
really. No,
not even in the
recap, wasn't it?
Who is it? Square that have picked it up for publishing now.
Yeah, Square have picked that up. Chucked a release date on there as well. I've got it in my notes. Where is
Spring 2020.
Oh yeah, it's not even got an official date yet, is it? Which I thought it would be, seeing as they had gameplay kind of footage last year.
Well, last year, I thought. So,
they thought they would have had a bit more gameplay, but another one, the year of underwhelmment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Strikes again.
State of Decay 2 got a little DLC that's available now. Heartland, it's called.
Yep.
I was going to play. I've got this on Game Pass downloaded, but I was really looking for. I was going to buy it when it first was announced, and then the reviews come in. And I was like, "Good Christ!"
Oh, yeah,
I'm hoping it turns into a bit of a Sea of Thieves where they've worked for a year, and now it's a decent state, basically. But
I saw Logan playing it not too long ago.
Yeah, I played the first one and really liked it. I love the idea of it, but when you get those sort of responses coming in,
does put you off.
No, not ideal.
Down.
Yeah,
they chucked that out. Ain't no update on that.
I don't think you can save that one.
Terry's done a runner. He's fucking got his million. He's laughing.
Bankrupted the poor fucker. Was there anything else that was on your list that I've missed?
Of Xbox?
Of Xbox, yeah, Microsoft. I was going to run through some of the games they announced for Game Pass as well, because there's some interesting stuff on there.
I think that's pretty much everything. I think that's all the boys.
Because there's a big push for Game Pass in the early part. Arkham Knight's coming to it, Hollow Knight, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection, and also Metro Exodus. So,
yeah, that was a big one. I was going to say that was before it even signed up. You told me about the deal, and I'd done the deed, and then they packed that in there. I was thinking, crikey, that's only been out. When did that come out? Like February?
Yes.
And they've chucked that on there, so very good. There's the full 3 of them on there now as well.
That's exactly
Definitely won't get a run through, but interesting.
Interesting nonetheless to sit there and stare at every time I turn it on. So there we go. It's Microsoft. They, as I said, no Sony. So they had the table to themselves. Did they take advantage of that, or did they sort of pass the buck and a bit of a holding pattern jobby?
I feel, and also Mr. Phil Spencer even echoed it today and said, I think they missed PlayStation being there.
Right.
A lot. They had the setting to really kick the shit out of this and sort of put the sword to Sony. And like I say, they had the big heavy hitters there, and it just they flopped. You know, what's with Cyberpunk? That was the only one that really got me out of the seat and sort of fucking, this is awesome. Yes, get in. And I expected that with Halo. I expected that with Gears, and both were letdowns for me. You know, just sort of like, oh right. So it wasn't underwhelming. It had its moments, like when you buckle it down to what the actual conference was. I love that they still stuck with their conference.
Yes.
I love that they did literally, they said that we've got 14 games from different studios. We've got all these different games. They just went games. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see them talking about fucking TV and shit like they did the first one. So it looks like they've learned. Then they give us a little bit about their streaming service, and then what people wanted. They wanted to hear from this console, so we got a console thing. So when you boil it down to what they showed and stuff, it did have the ingredients, but what they showed just didn't have that wow factor, and it just overall felt like a bit of an underwhelming, unfortunately. But again, out of all of them, it was still probably one of the strongest conferences. But was that enough? We will find out.
No. Are we going to grade these, or are we just
what do you reckon?
Drop them.
Give them 10 out.
I got out of 10. Well, they'll all be. My view is they're all going to. There ain't going to be much difference.
No, that's true.
I think we can if you want.
Right.
Sure, we can just drop it.
Yeah.
No. It's upsetting him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Why bother? There's no
pressure.
need.
No. You decide. Put it in the comments.
I'll put it in the comments. You tell us what they got, and then we'll reveal it next year. We'll figure out what's going on. I think, one thing I would say is that although this was a bit of a disappointment, there's not a lot coming this year. They fumbled Gears 5. Halo, I'll let you off because next year's Halo's year. But they are, like you said earlier, I think they have just sort of gone, right, let's just put a can in this gen and really focus on taking Sony. Yeah,
No.
Game Pass is proving to be a fantastic service for people. And I think even if you're paying for that, they're updating it with relevant games plus. And I'm hoping this carries on into next year. I'm hoping Halo Infinite's there, but that'll be the real.
This is the thing. It's a good thing that Sony, Microsoft really haven't kicked the fucking bucket completely, because although they've not had the sales that PlayStation have, they've not had the exclusives. They have had this Game Pass and the backwards compatibility that is phenomenal, and this is what's really kept them afloat. And now, like you say, with this prepping for the future, hopefully they can become the Liverpool and challenge that Man City of PlayStation for the title.
They're not far up, to be honest. For the next gen, ignoring Ghost of Tsushima, ignoring the likes of Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2, which are all coming this. Well, we hope are all coming this gen. We know at least one of them definitely is.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about what Xbox are doing for next generation than what Sony are at the moment. I see all these acquisitions that have been put in place.
Yeah.
I hear rumours and leaks about stuff like Fable being rebooted and having a new lease of life. I see things like Game Pass, and I subscribe to something like Game Pass. And what we must say is a ridiculously good deal what we've done. But they're just cross-play they've been in the forefront of, putting stuff on Switch. They're just doing the right things for a consumer. And what they've done for me is set a lovely, great table for next gen.
Yeah.
And rather than just being sent out after the starters, I've got a feeling they're really going to take the fight to Sony next gen. And Sony really got to pull their bootstraps up, because they're going to go out on a high. Yeah. 2020 is going to be a fantastic year for PlayStation 4. But it's all going to get reset.
Death Stranding, 4 out of 10. Chucks.
I would not even be surprised if that ended up being the case.
But even if it does, like you say, they'll still go out on a high. They're about to hit or overtake someone in the console wars. I can't remember who it was. Was it? Can't remember what it is. Is it PlayStation or Nintendo? It
might be another it might be
one of them in PlayStation. But anyway, to say that the PlayStation 4 are just phenomenal sales. Like you say, it definitely does reset, and it's all go again. So will they have the minerals for all this prep that Xbox and Microsoft have done?
Yeah, I mean, they might just get away with it because it's a very popular system, PlayStation 4. Like you said, tracking to be one of the best all time. But that PS3 really turned me off PlayStation. I went 360 mainly, and it could happen again.
Nintendo Wii, that's it.
Okay.
Nintendo Wii are on 101 million sales, and PlayStation 4, I think, is currently at 91. That might be improved.
The Wii is a juggernaut because that had buy-in from
Call me Nanad
Granny. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
but yeah, I think Xbox had a little bit of a dull. I think the whole thing was a little bit of a step down from what we've had previously. But I'm still very excited about what they're doing for next generation, and it feels like it could be a proper fight as long as they don't fucking come out and say £700 for the Xbox Scarlet and it's a streaming box only. As long as they don't fucking blow it away, then Sony won't have it just gifted to them this time, because last time they did, Xbox, as you said, come out of all this top, fucking entertainment box, TV, all that shit. No one wanted it. Connect 2.0. Do you remember all that shit? And it was like, it can tell what your heart rate is. Like, what? Go back and watch that reveal event. You'll be shocked at how poor it is. That will not happen now. They will not let them just exterminate. They won't exterminate themselves from day one. So put in the right things in place, and certainly from a consumer standpoint, backwards compatibility, another thing. Yeah, it's just
incredible.
They're ahead, and I'm excited to see what they do. Bethesda, the blowers, some people have called them, of 2018, with Fallout 76 being one of the biggest pieces of trash I've ever laid eyes on.
Plod Howard.
I've not even played the fucker, but they've had a rough time. 16
times the detail.
Yeah, lying bastards. I mean, the ironic thing is, all their not external parts, all the second party stuff like Doom, Wolfenstein, Dishonored.
What was Rage? What, too bad? Was it?
Oh yeah, no,
7?
yeah.
Was it around the 7 mark?
7
out of 10?
yeah, 7.5. Better than Fallout 76.
Yeah.
All the stuff outside of like Bethesda game studios has been doing well, and they've had a bit of a stinker. So Bethesda under the cosh here.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Chucked
start.
out Blades.
Yeah.
Was that just a like alpha? Was it that they? Because I see that someone viewed it.
This is the thing. They couldn't even. I don't know what they did. I think it was only open. I don't think it was a full. I think it's like a soft launch,
right?
Because people were still complaining like weeks in they couldn't get into it,
right?
And I don't know what they did, but no one asked for that, so I don't know what they were playing at. But we've got the main man, Shinji Mikami, takes the stage halfway through the Bethesda conference.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, cool, Evil Within like that, Evil Within 2 really like that.
Yeah. I'm
thinking, yes, will the trilogy be complete? And then he shows something called Ghostwire Tokyo.
Go, what the fucking earth is that? I am intrigued, but again, dishing out the year of the CGI trailer where I'm like, looks interesting.
It's a new kind of action-adventure game, they said. What's that fucking mean?
Exactly. What is going on? Who's left that poor dog alone?
Oh, God.
So, chucks that out there. So, do we know any details on Ghostwire?
I didn't even look it up. I thought, if you can't be asked to explain roughly what it is, or give me a lot of in-game stuff, I'm not going to... And I've loved like the stuff he's been doing as of late, and obviously Resident Evil Legend.
Yeah.
But I can't be hunting down details for stuff when you've got me sitting there for an hour or whatever, hour or more to watch stuff and figure out what's going on with the Bethesda stuff, and they come out with that. I mean, I don't think that's close. I got a feeling that'll be there next year with a release date for 2021, and then fair enough. But I was just hoping for a Evil Within 3 just to top off the trilogy, but it wasn't to be.
Another thing with these conferences, when you're like Bethesda and you're on the back foot and you're trying to get people to understand what these big games in here, don't put some poor Chinese woman who can barely talk English on there.
Yeah, that was a struggle.
They always do it every year. Some of these conferences they have, love the Japanese, but when they can hardly string a sentence together and they're trying to explain what a game is.
It's not ideal.
No, it's not ideal.
I suppose they don't want to just take away the spotlight, if you will.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it's difficult sometimes to figure out what's going on. It's hard enough when, when Arcane come out, Arcane Leon, they're French, and they're the guys that have been doing Dishonored and Prey and the likes of that. They've got a new game called Deathloop. Again, the year of the cinematics. What are we doing with this one?
Oh, fuck knows. 2 people in Groundhog Day. Just going round.
That doesn't seem like a game to me. That seems like a multiplayer game to me.
Yeah.
One on one, not like a campaign or anything like that. I'm concerned about that. Yeah. I've loved Dishonored.
So is this a separate studio being Leon?
I think it's a spin-off of their
Arcane, because Arcane are the ones that done Dishonored, didn't they? And Prey.
Prey, yeah.
So this is a new studio set in Leon, I assume. France. But again, CGI trailer, look the bollocks, intrigued, but no fucking clue what this game is. It's just 2 people trying to kill each other in this sort of groundhog loop, and we have no idea what it is.
No.
So we go onto the internet and we read a little bit, and
I ain't doing it anymore. I ain't having it. I'll just explain. I'm sitting there watching this on the shitter, catching up because it was at silly o'clock in the morning, and I've got to wipe up at some point, and then it wants me to find out about what's going on with Deathloop. It's like, you tell me, you show me. Don't chuck out things like mind-bending story and meticulously designed. Show me. If you haven't got something to show, don't do it. And I think the common theme for Bethesda was that really they didn't have fuck all to show apart from Doom Eternal. November 22nd. Coming out a very, very busy period. Could cost it. Or do you think there's enough
Yeah,
fucking
what is it? It's I've got it on my little bit of paper. Hold on. It is 22nd of November. So week after all the free hitters.
That's lurking. It's a bit of a strange time to release it. I remember the first one come out like May time or like late spring or early summer, which was a perfect time for that to come out.
What was it? The trailer again. I don't know why it had gameplay in it, but it was another bit of underwhelmment for me for some reason. It looks good and stuff, but I think I've seen enough of that now. I just want But with the first trailer, they sort of done that sort of walk.
Grappling hook it's got.
Yeah, you didn't really get to see much of it. It was just sort of, don't know.
More the same.
yeah, more the same. But I don't know. Yeah, again, it didn't really grab me by the bollocks, that one. But I mean, I'm already sold on it. I'll definitely get it. But yeah, that is in a very busy period, which is going to be the stinker. A week after, or is it? Yeah, week after Death Stranding, and 2 weeks after Death Stranding, and 1 week after Pokemon and Star Wars.
Not ideal whatsoever. What did you think of that battle mode they showed, where one person will be
fighting game?
Yeah,
you had like different rounds, didn't you?
Yeah, one person's Doom guy.
Yep.
And then the two others will be demons, and I think it's like a 2v1, and Doom guy's OP.
Yeah.
But I guess they're hoping that you use strategy to get around it, because I remember that they made a big deal about the multiplayer mode in the first one. Turned out it was shipped out to another studio to do, and a lot of people weren't happy with it. But this could be a chance to sort of grab people.
Yeah, it's redemption. I mean, Idea's sort of known for their multiplayer things with things like the Quake as well and all that shizzle. But yeah, I played it for about 2 minutes and got bored. I'm a huge multiplayer guy, but
I think I leveled up to level 5 because there's like a trophy for doing that.
That's it.
Get me
enough
out
for that. Get me out. But yeah, no, I'm sold on the game. But interesting. But Doom, I don't know. Yeah, it just didn't hit me bollocks for some reason. There's something about it that was just a little bit of underwhelming. But what did grab me by the ghoulies was that special edition.
The fucking helmet.
That helmet,
Doom guy's helmet.
Some geezer in the crowd sitting there fucking playing.
That's crazy. Yeah, a life-size helmet to use. It's like, you can wear that. It's like, good Christ.
Sat in your lounge playing that. Can't see a fucking thing. Got a visor on it.
Deary me. Todd Howard did come out at the very beginning and talked a little bit about Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Didn't really apologise.
No, I didn't. Criticism.
We're aware that it's deserved. Gone wrong. Yeah, that was about it. But they are updating Fallout 76. New free update, which I don't think was their plan originally, but they can't really do much about it. It's going to add NPCs rather than robots.
Yeah.
It will have dialogue trees, which it didn't have before. There'll be a new main quest. And it's also getting a battle royale mode. Why not? Why not?
I was going to say, they sort of come to that thing like, right, what can we add? I'll tell you what, just stick a fucking battle royale mode in.
Any interest in ever playing 76?
If it comes somewhere for free.
If it's on Game Pass or Games with Gold, or that's my view. Unless it's on a platform where I haven't got to pay for it, I'll never. I'll have
a bash. But it doesn't. Just looking at what it's doing, it's not really offering much for me. No. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them games at the best of times, but I think if you had a group of you doing it, then it might be worth a little sniff. But it's the thing. I saw someone on Twitter was saying like, "What's wrong with the gaming community?" There was a bigger cheer for NPCs coming to Fallout 76 than there was for Elden Rings being announced. I was like, "Cool."
That is true.
Yeah, it's funny.
But even a lot of people were cheering for Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch.
Yeah.
So they're tainting that with that garbage. To be honest, if I'm ever going to play Blades, it'll be on the Switch.
Yeah.
So it's probably the right thing to do. Free to play, cross progression, so you can sync up your account. I think it's a smart move, really, because that's a something that I might just download to have, and then if I'm really bored, I might chuck it on.
Yeah, I've got to say, when it was announced on mobile, I sort of thought, it's not the sort of type of game that you want to play, but it looks all right. It looks like a bit of an RPG. I'm not a huge fan of motion controls, but yeah, like you say, it does seem a good fit for the Switch, and being a freebie, you don't mind taking a hit. I like Elder Scrolls.
No, absolutely not. Elder Scrolls Online is getting some new DLC. Obviously, the fans of that seem pretty happy with it. It's called Scale Breaker.
Is that paid DLC? Is it? Because I know the base game's on Game Pass, isn't it?
Oh, is it? It's on there now. I think all their stuff is paid, to be honest.
Oh, right. Okay.
I believe that's where they make a bit of their money, but I could be wrong. Elder Scrolls Legends is having an expansion, so that's the card-based game that'll be out later this month. And Bethesda are still hard at work on Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield, which we didn't see anything of
could be
at all.
Potential for the no-show category. I've expected at least maybe a CG trailer. Fucking why not? Everyone else is.
Might as well.
Starfield, but no, just got a sort of confirmation again that they're still working on it.
I think they've had a bit of a stinker, really. Obviously with Fallout 76, that's not ideal. I honestly think that they were hoping that would stick, so 76 would be a success, and it would buy them time to work on Starfield. But because everyone's like, no, that's shit, what are you doing next? They're a bit like, trying to put NPCs in Fallout 76. Like, next 3 years, that's where our resources being ploughed into. So I think they've got a bit of a problem, and they might just have to go underground. Like next year, what can they actually show? Ghostwire, Deathloop. I actually don't think they'll do one next year. I can't see how they're going to have enough information or enough detail with Starfield. I don't think we'll have enough there. Because it seems they started off strong. They started doing this. I feel like they've got progressively worse as the years gone on.
Yeah, that definitely does seem the way. Do you think PlayStation will see this as a success and bin next year as well?
I think next year, because we assume the PlayStation 5 will be dropping.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I think they'll be back. I honestly think they just looked at it and thought, well, we haven't really got... I mean, they could have held back Death Stranding, showed that. Don't seem to have anything for Ghost of Tsushima. Don't seem to have anything for Last of Us 2. I mean, and really... not really a lot else. I think it's just the case they didn't have a lot and they thought,
true. After the all bad press last year with how shit their conference was.
Mate, that had all the gameplay demos in
it. Yeah, that was the thing. That was compared to this year, that was a fucking dream. Just except for that 45-minute gap in the fucking middle of it.
Beautiful. Get a cup of tea.
Yeah. Fucking gold on. I took that this year, but I suppose you're right. It would be good to see it back, but.
I think Bethesda might take a year out. I think we'll definitely see Sony back next year because they'll have a lot more to waffle about. And
chuck a full it'll be like a 20-minute direct out.
That's what a lot of people are doing these days, and with varying success. Ubisoft are still sticking to their big presentation, live press conference.
I'll say this. I'm quite hyped for this. I think out of them, more probably so than Square and. The Nintendo to an extent, I think.
Well, Nintendo fucking blew it because they blew out Pokemon Sword and Shield a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it seemed weird that they didn't just hold that out for that.
Yeah, they had other things to show, but we'll get to that. But Ubisoft, I want to start with Watch Dogs Legion, because I think that may have been there's not a high standard here, so just bear that in mind. But that may have been the one thing, or the most impressive thing I'd seen.
Yeah.
Out of all the conferences, we got a release date, March 6th, 2020. I was really expect that to come in 2019. I thought it was going to take the old Assassin's Creed slot.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think they're back in that old breakpoint to.
Yeah, I think they've got that, and with just how ambitious this game looks, down to being able to pick like there's no. Well, there is a protagonist, but you don't have to choose. Yeah, you don't have to be you could be anyone in the world. So I think that, and they're saying that each character is going to be fully voiced and fully CGI'd, and
I believe it when I see that.
so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think they've just realised, like, fuck, we've got to spend some time on this game. So chuck 2020 out there. But yeah, I'm definitely with you in thinking this is by far maybe the best looking, certainly was the best gameplay footage of the whole of E3, and maybe the best, maybe the game of E3. But another one added to that leaky bucket.
Yeah, and that really took. Imagine finding out about the fact that Watch Dogs Legion is set in London for the start, then finding out that one of the key unique things about this is that you're looking to build, quote unquote, a legion of resistant agents, and that means you can take control of any NPC in the world. And imagine just those two things, you not knowing, and then they launch the press conference. You go, "Oh, this is Watch Dogs," and then they reveal to you where it's set. Then they reveal to you how it works. I think
that would have been, as I was saying about Cyberpunk, gave me that out of the chair moment. It still did, I was still impressed and hyped for this, but we knew it was coming. Like you say, the two key surprise factors that would have been impressive would have been so much more. To
their credit, I was still, because all we heard was it's set in London, that you can take control of any NPC. I was still surprised and pleased with how it works. I.e., you scan for people. They've all got their own skills, their own strengths, their own weaknesses, and you want to build like a squad almost, and that they can die. There's permadeath. So if that character dies and you can't get them out of a jam, they're gone. They're out of your team. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's impressive. Because when it first kicked off, I was like, this just looks like a really hokey, cocktail Watch Dogs, and then that guy gets killed in the trailer or in the demo, and I was like, whoa, well, hang on, now we're interested. Now let's see what's going on. And so to its credit, even though we kind of knew what was happening, when I found out the detail of it, I was still not equally, but I was still pretty fascinated with it.
Saw a tweet today that the game can be completed with a full team of old grannies.
There you go. Do it.
So if you can find all the grannies in the world, there you go. That is your new squad for the Watch Dogs Legions.
This is a very ambitious attempt, and if they pull it off, it'll be fantastic.
It will be the Watch Dogs that we were always promised.
It'll have that same. It's only taken them a generation, but it'll have that same sort of awe about it. But the thing that will trip it up, and I just cannot fathom how they can avoid this not being a problem, is repeats of NPCs, of squad members, of origin missions. Like, it seems like to recruit them, you do an origin missions, of voiceover, of voice act. I just can't see how that eventually, throughout this game, you're just not going to run into that problem a couple of times or a few times, and it'll be a bit like, it's taking me out of it a little bit. I just can't see how it's done. If they manage to avoid that, I'll be extremely impressed, and it could be one of the crackers of the generation. If the gameplay all works, but the driving, as we know, will be dog shit because Watch Dogs
definitely is. But it does. It's got the potential. I just hope that they can. Because I've enjoyed the two games, even though they've not been that they've not had that extra polish that we always were promised with the E3 reveals. There was something still there in both the first two games that I did think, it's not bad. And like I say, with this E3 again, I'm back on that hype wagon and hoping.
Yeah, absolutely. My worry is that the timing of this, March 2020, I mentioned that fiscal year, and it's sitting on that fucking tightrope, and I wonder whether they've said, right, that's got to come out, and March is all you're getting, which can lead to unpolished toot. I'm just hoping that it's more than enough time for them, but we'll see. Watch Dogs Legion, it's good to see that.
Absolute blower as well. Like. Same day as another game that we will talk about later on. A big heavy hitter.
Oh, for goodness sake, why are they doing this, these publishers? Why don't they just take a look and say, we'll move it a week?
Yeah.
What they really need it for. we saw a little teaser trailer of a brand new IP, Gods and Monsters, made by the team that's done Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild inspired. I heard this was.
What, empty?
Yeah, barren old toot.
Barren old toot with weapon degradation coming out of your arse. No, I like Breath of the Wild, but it's not the Messiah. It's not the Second Coming. So get over it, people. Yeah, and that's coming February 2020.
Had a release date.
Yeah, 25th.
The tiny little CGI, just some bloke's idea, and boom, there's your release date. Deal with that.
Do you think this is a small scale operation? This one
could be.
It can't be the size of Odyssey.
No,
I know because you've played Origins.
Yeah, and that's huge.
Attach another 20 hours onto Odyssey, and you're about 60% through it. I mean, it's a ridiculously big game.
This must be a scale, isn't it?
Which we're fine with.
Yeah,
I don't want another Odyssey.
No, true. No, it's got a lot of hype behind this though. There's a lot of people interested in this God of Monsters.
Yeah, it's got a nice little like cartoon aesthetic to it, and you know, interested to see more about it, and I imagine there'll be demos lurking on the floor or in like the E3 Coliseum with Keighley. They're the places to go if you actually want to see some of these games in action. Because for some reason they don't like fucking showing it on these bloody press conferences. What do you think of this? Ubisoft launches its own game subscription called Uplay Plus.
Yeah.
It will give you access to a library of over 100 Ubisoft games and their DLC. It will include early access to new releases like Watch Dogs, the Brexit Legion. It will launch September 3rd.
Yeah.
In 2020, it will be playable on Google Stadia.
Yes. Get it on my consoles.
No.
Fuck's sake.
PC, $15 UK a month. That's a lot, I think.
That is a fucking lot, and not on console either.
They know where their bread's buttered. Yeah. They know that they can get away with those PCs being on the subscription service, but they lose those console sales.
Well, that's it. They go, cool, these rich cunts building their $2,000 PCs, $15 a month ain't shit. Again, I think I'd probably, I like a lot of the Ubisoft franchises. I'm a big Far Cry fan. I'm a big Creed fan. I'm a big Watch Dogs fan. I'd probably get this if it came to consoles. But no, they don't want my cup of fucking $15.
Yeah, through Stadia, mate.
Oh yeah, that is true. I could be tempted. But then that's it. I've got fucking £10 Stadia subscription. I've got a £10 fucking... God knows how much the UK pounds this will be.
Yeah. I mean, that's dog shit in my... I don't think that's going to fly that one.
Not enough.
EA do it right because what they do, you don't get the games day and date, which is a pain in the bollocks, and you can get it on PC day and date.
Right.
But for a year, you can pick up that pass, that EA access for I think it's
12 quid.
No, for the year it's about I've got it for 17. Yeah, I've got it for £17 UK pounds, and I think its RRP's just over 20.
Right.
That's something I can chuck 17 quid at that and just think, that's a few pints down the dirty old pipe sexy. chucked away on that, and it'll yield a few games later on. When you're asking for $15 a month, which will probably be 12 quid a month, over the course of a year, you're spending over 100 quid on that.
Disgusting behaviour.
Well, you could have probably bought all the games separately.
Yeah, when they go on sale.
For the same price. Exactly. Yeah. Not for me, thank you.
No, obviously, but again, they're trying to get on this subscription bandwagon. They're all at it.
I know. I've got some hands-on exclusive scoop here for one of Ubisoft's newly announced games. I've had exclusive access to this game this afternoon. I've played about 45 minutes of it. And like I said, it's only for the top dogs in the industry that they're allowing to see and play this. It's Roller Champions.
Did you play that?
Yeah, I downloaded it on Uplay as a demo up for people. Pre-alpha. Looks like they're going for that sort of Rocket League type thing.
Yeah.
Like a sports game.
It did look quite interesting. It could be on the potential flop list.
Yeah, I'd say play the demo and then... then you'll realise that it's scruffy. It's a pre-alpha.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think so. Interesting to see him doing it, but not for me.
Get that battle pass out, that's what they want.
Yeah, they will. They absolutely will for that. Rainbow Six was going to get a new free-player tactical player versus enemy cooperative game coming in early 2020, and I was thinking, oh, good, like a maybe a standalone terrorist hunt mode. No, it's Quarantine, which is basically a zombie shooter type thing.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be. Do you remember there's that Ubisoft zombie game? It's called Zombie, I think, or was a Wii U game. I think it's called Zombie U.
Zombie U, that's it.
I thought that was going to be the sequel to that, but no, chucked it out there. A whole new Rainbow Six game, Quarantine. Now this, I think this was part of that leaky bucket as well.
Yeah,
I saw a few reports of this a few days before E3.
Not ideal. I think Rainbow Six Siege did like a timed event where you could play something very similar to this.
Oh, right. Well, they must have got fucking some good numbers for that. Gone, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So maybe that's why I've done it. But I'll keep an eye on it. I always wanted to play Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, we did have that one session, didn't we?
We did like an online, had like a free weekend, didn't they? We jumped on. And yeah, it was good fun, but very, very difficult, competitive, hardcore multiplayer game. So it doesn't have much legs if you just want to play on your own. So it doesn't really get much traction. Just Dance, still dancing.
Unbelievable. I can't believe this game got released on the Wii. They still now, 2019, and they're still releasing this game on the Nintendo Wii. They don't even sell the Nintendo Wii anymore.
No, I don't know who's buying that. Yeah. They must be getting some money from it, or they wouldn't chuck it away.
Did start the conference with it, which was handy.
That's true. Yeah, I think the last 2 years they have. So we got away with it.
We were discussing. We were saying they've got us now. Sat down, all comfortable, halfway through. Bosh. Was quite short and sweet, which was handy.
True.
But yeah, we don't be liking these videos. He laps it up. He loves it.
Absolutely no good. Well, you did finally get your wish.
Yep.
We finally get to see Sam Fisher in action. And it's in the form of Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, a mobile strategy game that will bring together characters from multiple Clancy franchises. Fisher is there, and so is like a Rainbow Six guy.
Like the Vision Man.
Yeah, nothing more to say on that. It's a mobile game.
Yeah, it was. It was a real weird one, that was, wasn't it? Kind of just cashing in on that mobile.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some other bits and pieces. They were doing a free play session for Division 2 from the 13th to the 16th of June. By the time you listen to this, you've probably missed it. Assassin's Creed Odyssey's getting a story creator and Discovery Tour mode. So
that was quite interesting. Was that announced in the in the actual conference, or was that before? Because I was watching
pre-show. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I think my Uplay app told me before that even happened. Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege is getting a new season called Operation Phantom Sight. That was actually come out the day after the conference, so a little mini shadow drop. For Honor, still going. New limited time event called Shadows of Hitakori. Looked like a samurai based thing. Have you ever played Brawlhalla?
Yes, I did on the Switch.
Is it a freebie one? Is that a freebie Smash clone?
Free-to-play Smash clone, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it came out before Smash was out, so as soon as Smash came out, that got put in the bin.
Yeah, that's they're releasing some new characters.
Oh yeah, it was the Adventure Time.
That's it.
Never watched it.
Yeah. I looked at I read a stat that Brawlhalla is like very, very popular.
Oh really?
Tens of millions of players.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit of a competitive following. There's like a few like esports things of it, but yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
Get it at Evo.
Get it at Evo. I think it's got a bit of a following, but I think Smash is the arena daddies, or whatever you call that type of fighting game.
Absolutely. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actors are working with Ubisoft on a TV comedy show about game development. Never seen the programme.
No, this was lost on like... Must have been at least...
What's that doing in there?
70% of the audience.
Fucking... Apple TV. Plus, it's on.
Is that where it's on?
Like,
Oh, cute. Yeah. And this is like a game that's set in the TV series. Oh, it's so weird.
It's following like the creative director about this MMO that they've. Not interested, I'm afraid. Probably the one moment that might have rivaled Keanu Reeves coming on stage is John Bernthal popping on stage.
Oh, announced the Punisher game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we wish. He's in Breakpoint, so Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but so we learn a little bit more about that. Not really a great deal. There's going to be AI teammates now, so they're going to include that, which they weren't going to do originally. But the main thing is he brought his little dog on stage.
Yeah.
How well behaved that dog?
Oh, it just sat down. You think how many people must have been in that arena?
Fucking hundreds, shouting and screaming. He just sat down and just laid down like a good little boy.
I wish he'd have shat on the floor. That'd have been brilliant.
That would have been good. Yeah, that would have been good. But yeah, nice little catch for those to get old Johnny Boy, and he's been The Walking Dead. He's, as you said, he's Punisher.
Do you think he watched the Keanu thing and expected a similar sort of reaction?
Yeah, maybe.
Because someone sort of shouted out to him and he sort of, shouted back, but it just didn't have that breathtaking moment. Like,
no,
it was nice touch.
A bit more low key. Any interest in Breakpoint?
I've got to say, when it dropped, and I watched the CG trait, like the gameplay thing, it did grab me by the goolies. I've got to say, wasn't quite impressed in it. Another one, it's one of those games that I'd love to play, but I feel I don't want to be playing it on my own, so I'll need some compadres to commit. But yes. If there is
AI teammates,
can you do that? Can you play one player and everything, or
you can? Yeah. So originally they said you couldn't, and I think everyone went,
"Oh, right."
And now you can. So they're going to add that in, but it's part of their post-launch plan, so maybe not a day one jobby.
Oh, I see. Well,
come later on down the line because they've not factored it into this roadmap, and then they went, we need to put that in. They went, it ain't going to be there on release because you told us we didn't fucking need it. Alan up there, and he went, well, and just walked out the door. But that's coming September 5th. The only experience I really have of Ghost Recon, modern Ghost Recon. I played Advanced Warfighter back in the day.
Yeah, 1 and 2. And I think I bought that. Was it Future Soldier?
I didn't play that one. I played the demo or beta of Wildlands.
Oh, yeah. They had that fucking Predator thing, the bollocks, didn't it?
Oh, mate, yeah. That was another timed thing. Honestly, if that wasn't timed, I'd have picked that up later on for a tenner and just to play through that.
Yeah.
But because it was like, it's there for a month, I was like, I don't want to play it right now.
It weren't £12 back then either.
No. Did this also have a Terminator reveal? Was it Breakpoint?
What was it? It was Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat,
Gears, and what bit this one? I think it was this, wasn't it?
Terminators everywhere.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, he really is, isn't he?
Yeah. What did you make of Ubisoft's one then? It seemed like it started strong.
Yeah. There were some good games in there. But another theme of this E3 is update syndrome, which, I get it. Like, these games, they don't want to be just getting these games out, chucking them out for a year and working on the next. They're constantly updating. But a lot of these conferences, especially Ubisoft's, was so heavily, most of the games were just updates. You got Ghost Recon, not Ghost Recon, sorry, you got Rainbow Six, The Division 2, The For Honor, Assassin's Creed, all of them is just small updates on all their games. And it is another sort of underwhelming one for me, I've got to say. No huge announcements. We was looking for that. No one's done that fucking final and one last game, what they normally do. I suppose they did. They chucked this Gods and Monsters at the end, but
Yeah, Nintendo had a little sneaky one, which we'll get to.
Yes, yeah, that's true. They are the ones that did, but Xbox didn't. Especially after last year's Cyberpunk, that fucking really got my nipples on. So, yeah, a bit of an underwhelmment. Apart from, started off really strong with Watch Dogs. I was sold on that, and like I say, I think it could be the game of E3. But yeah, just sort of drifted out then. Sort of wasn't as good. Few and just some bigger missions. No update on Beyond Good and Evil 2. No Sam Fisher that we thought was coming.
Skull and Bones dead.
Skull and Bones dead, yeah. So a few missions and no heavy hitters for me. So another underwhelming one. More so than Xbox in my book.
Yeah.
What about yourself? Was it more?
I think just because it had Legion,
Yeah.
I'd one thing that to cling on to with like interest. Whereas
First.
yes, obviously I'm interested in Cyberpunk 2077, but I knew what that was. And yes, we got a release date. But the fact they blew Gears, like that was, and nothing else really replaced it. I just at least I could cling on to Ubisoft, but it wasn't ideal from either of them, from anyone so far. They've not Bethesda bottom of the barrel, and then scrapping it out for mediocrity is those two. Yeah. It's Keanu versus John, and in many people's eyes, Keanu would always win. So maybe that's what should decide it.
Wick versus that fucking Frank Castle. Who's going to win that? That'd be quite a good fight, actually.
That would be, actually. Yeah, they should make that happen. Square Enix. I always call them like the tale of two halves because they have all these really good games. Well, they have games that I'm interested in, that I want to hear more about, that I want to see. For like at least a third of their conference, and then there is just stuff that they come out with. I have no idea what it is. I don't know what platform it's on. I don't know where it's being developed. It's some RPG, and I just have to switch off. But we had two things that definitely warrant some discussion. As it's a year of the Avengers, we're going to start with Crystal Dynamics' long-awaited
main event. They chucked it out day one.
Release date confirmed May 2020, so May 15th. That's almost a year away.
Anything else? No, it's all on its own in May. Exactly. Almost 1 day and 1 month after Cyberpunk.
Yeah, will that be enough time?
70-hour campaign.
But yeah, what did you make of this reveal then?
I was intrigued. I thought we was going to see more gameplay. We apparently did, but it fucking didn't look like it to me. Bullshit. It was a CGI. A lot of people have criticised the way the Avengers look.
What, because they don't look like
pretty much.
They're not the same. That's like going to Spider-Man and saying, "Oh, he don't look like Peter Parker out the fit." Like it's just a different version. It's their interpretation. Let them have it.
I thought that. Yeah, I've got to say I'm quite hyped for this, to be honest. I like the concept of it and how it's going to work. How it's this sort of online, always updating. You're going to have access to different characters at different times, and that is going to be ever expanding. I just want to see how the sort of combat and stuff works. What the motion structure is going to look like, because we don't really know what that is. There's not really been given too much about who the villains are. So we don't really know that yet. We've only been given, 5 characters so far?
Yeah, Cap, 4, Old Kitty, Black Widow, Starkey Boy.
And then they chucked Ant-Man, didn't they? But it was
he was,
the comic Hank, not the film one. It's the character played by who plays
the old
boy. What's his name?
I can't remember his bloody name.
The original, the comic one, Hank. Him. So I assume that's going to be a character. So it'd be interesting to see all these, and it's definitely one. It's 3-player co-op, so gonna have to get some groups going within the Dimp realms.
4-player co-op.
Is it 4? Is it?
Yeah, one more up on the fire team. So
that's handy.
More lives being blown.
So I'm interested.
To break.
Could be another stinker of what to choose it on Xbox or that PlayStation.
Oh, crossplay.
Should be.
It might be because
realms and doing it.
Call of Duty's got it this year.
Yep.
That's got crossplay. Fortnite's already had it. Rocket League's had it. If you got big enough bollocks, you can say to them, "Fucking crossplay that," and they'll go, "Ooh."
That's the thing. That Marvel have got that money, so. With a bit of luck, but I'm quite intrigued. But the overall reveal, looked good, but needed more info. Really, more. What we doing here, mate?
I'd still, but no idea exactly Is it a brawler?
Mm.
Is it a shooter? Is it a hybrid? All they really were keen to mention was the 5 sort of main characters. That there's going to be no loot boxes or pay to win scenarios.
I love that that's like a thing now. Like,
yeah, people are
we're like, get in. We're not getting raped in the arse. Get in. It's like, we will not
madness.
fuck you over this time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to see.
Have they chucked this a little bit by not having it ready for endgame year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, with
some of
big
its
game. I know we've got Marvel Ultimate Alliance coming out next month. Sorry, this week. Not the higher fidelity of what this is, but yeah, they could have stuck this out. But it seems, well, it got announced quite a while ago, didn't it? This is
that's the thing. Now it's a long while ago.
Yeah, so they do.
I assume they always wanted to sort of not tie it into the film because the story's different, but have it close so that it profited from that. But it'll be a year on. At least that's if it doesn't get delayed.
No, it's an all original story, they're saying. So maybe that's why they've not really announced who the villains are. So we'll see. But yeah, they're trying to say that it will be what's it called? Nothing to do with the MCU, but within the realm. I just really hope that they. I'm afraid it's a shame it's not a PS4 exclusive, so we don't have to do the fucking whole picking the console, and then they can integrate Spider-Man from Insomniac. That would be cool. Really cool. Because if they do another Spider-Man that's not the same, it'd be like, oh, it's a shame.
Yeah.
So, but I think there was someone said there's like an Easter egg in that game that could potentially cross over. So I'll have to look into that.
Interesting.
The stars are there written. It is Marvel. But will Insomniac play ball to Square Enix?
Yeah, we'll see about that. But I think again it sounds like a rehash, but didn't see enough to know what sort of game it is, and kind of would have liked it. I know it's a long way. It's almost a year away. It's May. We're in June, so but I felt like maybe this was a bit too soon for them to show anything. Yeah, they were like, you need to fucking show something though, because people are asking if you're still doing this, and I think maybe that's what's done it. But like you said, don't really know exactly what the game is, so hard to get on board with it without knowing
strong
what the structure
voice
is.
cast announcement.
Yeah. Although I kind of, I can kind of hear Nolan.
It's difficult.
It's hard not to get it. I mean, I know he played. What's that fella's name in The Last of Us? That fucking sick bastard you meet in Winter.
Oh yeah, he plays him, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's got the capability to do other characters. You just kind of hope that they direct him so that he doesn't sound like what's the name, fucking Drake wandering around.
Yeah, it's difficult. And then you got old Troy boy. He's Hulk. I thought he would have been Cap, to be fair, but chap did
stunned with old Banner.
I don't know any of the two that played Cap and who's the other one? Thor. Sorry, yeah, Black Widow's Laura Bailey, who plays loads of different characters that I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, she's done a lot. And they sort of announced it like they would announce the sort of MCU people, like when they announced who was going to be like Black Panther and stuff. They done these introductory videos, so they're doing it for the games now. So interesting take. But yeah, I'm done with you. I just wish we knew more about this game. There was added again to that leaky bucket. This was going to be a Destiny killer.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know if that's true. Though. Might not even get off the starting grid. Anthem 2.0 people are screaming from the rafters.
You can upgrade your armour and stuff, customise your character.
So here's what I would have just liked to have known. Do you just pick, like, say you're going to mission A, between your party, do you say, right, this time I'm going to be Cap, you can be Thor, you can be Hulk, and then are you binded to that hero throughout the campaign, or can you just swap depending on the part? Can there be two Captain Americas in one party?
I wondered that.
Is it like Overwatch where you can only have one?
Yeah, I wondered that.
Tell us shit like that. That's not hard, is it?
I wonder if it's a bit like Anthem, where you can have the different javelins.
Steve Backley.
Steve Backley, where you can jump in different ones for each mission. So I wonder if it's going to be a bit like that.
I think so, and you can upgrade. So you can upgrade like Cap.
Yeah.
Or that's what I'd imagine.
Yeah, but who knows? We fucking know nothing. It's like I say, it's
Exactly.
miles away. But
all speculation.
yeah.
Laura Bailey, Nadine Ross out of Uncharted.
That's it.
So that's one of them, but loads more. You're right. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Cool.
This is what I want to see.
Yeah.
More of the fact that they got this one in the press. I'd like to see 2 of these per conference, if possible. Yep. If you're taking an hour, but this was a nice deep dive, meaty demo of the game, going into in depth about mechanics, how it's working. Yep. Boss fight was shown. A good 15-20 minutes of just talking about the game, and for someone who's never played a Final Fantasy, for someone who didn't play the original, who's not even played 15, I was like, this looks great. Yeah. And because I know I'm getting into now in terms of the battle system, I know the controls, I know people are going to be hyping up the story. Okay, it's episodic, but it sounds like each of the episodes are going to be more than enough for a typical single player game. So this really is a retelling of 7.
Is it gonna? Did they haven't mentioned how many episodes it's going to be yet? Is it?
No, most people speculate it'll be 3, but yeah, we don't know.
Because I saw they were saying they've got 2 Blu-ray discs worth of content. I heard or something. Was that just on this first game? Yeah, because they said this is going to be like the Midgard part of the game or something.
Yeah,
So that's 2 discs worth of content on this first part.
Yes,
that's
correct.
Be a beast, isn't it? Cool.
Either that, or it's just not optimised for shit.
Yeah.
The only other game I've played this gen with 2 discs is Red Dead on Xbox. That was a 2 disc jobby. That was a juggernaut indeed. But yeah, we got a lot of detail when I look at Final Fantasy VII Remake. What's your thoughts, Mr. Final Fantasy?
Yeah,
salmon, but you can
that is salmon. Yeah, I've played the original thing, so I've got a big.
All right, cocky.
But I'm not as big fan as Mr. Salmonsworth. I got hyped to this. Weird fucking thing was after the Xbox conference, PlayStation just tweeted out, "Boom! Here's your release date for Final Fantasy." Breaking news. Like, what?
Oh, really?
They chucked the release date trailer out before the Square conference. So it was like, okay. And then in the conference they said, "Oh, you saw this trailer online. Here's the full trailer," and then announced the release date there.
Sony exclusive, isn't it? They're still getting their hands on E3 if they can help. They still want a little bit of control. Yeah. Interesting.
But no, I think I really like the way they've done this. The combat really is up my alley because I'm not a huge fan of turn-based combat. I did prefer that is going to fucking stink to the hardcore Final Fantasy fans. But yeah, I do prefer the Final Fantasy 15 sort of hack and slash style combat where you're just going in, and this has sort of a mix between, like a hybrid between both, doesn't it? You sort of use hack and slash to weaken your enemies, build up your meter, and then go into, what was it called again?
We're
calling it VATS.
we'll call it VATS.
And then you start using that some more sort of tactile, almost like a sort of
You got like special attacks. You got spells in there. You can do basically. I guess the aim of the game is build up your 2 meters, use them, and then apply a heavy attack to a specific area. And you can switch between party members at any time as well. So I'm assuming you can sort of combo together some high damage situations.
Yeah. They also revealed Teether. The lass. So this little snippet had everything, didn't it? It had the CGI, the lengthy gameplay, the introductions. You're getting a release date. This was the perfect reveal.
Yeah, I'm for someone who wasn't really interested, I'm like, well, actually, maybe I'll jump on this because that looks quite interesting. One thing that annoys me about I was watching Easy Allies, and they were sort of talking about this. There's quite a few fans of it in there, and every fucker that's played it's like, oh look, this is the bit when this, and I'm like, stop doing that. I ain't played it, and it's 20 years. It's over 20 years old. There's going to be people watching this that haven't played the original either. Stop saying specific parts from it. Oh, when you go up the mountain. How's that bit going to look? Stop
it is difficult, but I like that Square. Even they were saying, like, for the fans such as yourself that have never played it, this is a great jumping on point. So yeah, they should be hush hush, but it is difficult with a game that's this old and this loved that these spoilers do get chucked about.
Tossers.
So yeah, you're gonna have to stick them fingers in them ears, I think.
I'll be unsubscribed.
Yeah, ATB.
That's it. Yes. What's that stand for?
Oh God, hang on.
I just know it's ATB. But proper demo, like similar to Watch Dogs, you've got a good understanding of how the systems work, and that's what I like. If you can't do a 10-minute demo like The Last of Us did, then this stuff's just as good because you kind of find a little bit more about the game. So any of those two options, I'm always going to be all over, and this was a strong showing. So well done for showing
Active time battle.
Of course, that old fuck it. That's why they always say, well, Final Fantasy VII is not turn-based, it's active time. It's like, stop. It ain't real time. No. This is what you could have had. Did it look anywhere similar to Final Fantasy 15 combat? Because you've played through that.
A little bit. I thought it was just going to be like a reskinned version of that. I thought it was just going to be the same combat, just with 7 planted on, obviously new story and setting and that. But I had assumed they would use the combat. But it sounds like they it definitely looked like it. The way they said that they just the way you weaken your enemies, it didn't look like it did a great deal of damage, to be fair. But yeah, being able to sort of just run into the battle and press a button to start using combat, that is very Final Fantasy 15. And you did have abilities in that, but you couldn't slow down time or anything. So this, you definitely do looks more tactile. I think you can sort of dodge and parry a little bit in this as well.
Sorry, I was just laughing at. Do you remember? I can't remember what year it was, but do you remember that the E3 demo for Final Fantasy 15 against that massive boss, and the poor fucker playing it kept getting whacked out? Yeah.
Why did they not just pre-record these videos?
Oh no, yeah, because a lot of people complain saying there's not enough live demos, but when you see that unfold, you think that's not worth it. It makes your game look shit, but. Pre-record it and I'm happy. I'm not asking for live stuff. Just anything.
I do remember that now.
When I saw that, I was like, Jesus, that looks awful.
There's another game later we'll discuss where fucking the player was dog shit as well.
Oh really? Oh yeah, absolutely. Another one for the Final Fantasy fans: Final Fantasy VIII getting remastered. It'll be out on PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC this year. That again, not the fan.
No, it's one I missed. I never did jump on that one.
But a lot of people have been saying that years ago that they've made 7 about 15 times. 9's had a rehash, 10's and 8's just been missed because it was technology difficult. Or they didn't have the assets. They've pulled out the arse basically, and that will make fans very happy. I will not be going back to play.
No, I'm tempted on that old Switch. I was tempted to get 7 on the Switch the other week, but I've got it on a few consoles. Can't be fucked to play for it. But yeah, Switch does seem like a good fit for it.
I'm toying with the idea of getting it on Switch and then playing through
it.
Before, or then part of me just thinks maybe I should just go with 7.
Yeah. What did I play? I played something like I did that similar, didn't I? I wish I'd done it. I played an old version of something and Shadow of Colossus, wasn't it? That was it. I played through the original and then bought the fucking new one, and I ain't been bothered to play the new one yet. I should have just bought that. It's fucking better.
Maybe. We'll see.
What we got? FF7. How long are you looking at?
How long to beat?
38 and a half hours. You could steamroll that.
It's not too bad.
26 and a half.
Right, well, I don't know about rushing. I need to grind on those games.
8 hours.
No way. That's cutscene skipping territory. Ain't doing
straight in. That's probably running away from every battle that you've come across.
Yeah. Dirty fuckers. But after this is when I talked about the Tale of Two conferences.
Oh god, you go the lol.
I mean, this Romance in Saga 3.
Oh, this was Contra on this?
I think that was on Nintendo.
Oh, was it? Oh.
I think so, yeah.
I thought I was on here for some reason. But yeah, an absolute barrage of poo.
It might be good stuff, but it's not. So, Romance in Saga I've got here. Saga Scarlet Grace. Outriders. Oniaki. War of the Visions. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition coming out winter. The Last Remnant remastered.
That was one of
Shadow dropped on Switch.
Better ones of the term.
Yes, yeah. There was one thing. Yes.
Yep.
Glad I took a note of this one. Circuit Superstars.
Oh.
A top-down racing game I saw looked like not like micro machines. It had tracks, but is that similar style where it's small cars and it was top down but it looked like almost like a simulation of like a racing. It had pit stops and I was like,
it did look quite interesting. It did sort of break the mold with all the races. I've got to say, they did like a lengthy video sort of with the developers introduced. Like it was like a family, I think, wasn't it? Like a family of people making this game. It was quite intriguing.
So that's on that earmark list, sitting there to be looked at a later date. And then Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think they'd already revealed, DLC called Remind, so that's occurring for Kingdom Hearts 3 fans. Some people saying Game of the Year. What the fuck are people doing? So yeah, that was Square Enix. Very pleased with Final Fantasy 7. That may have been... That's up there with Watch Dogs with the best showing.
Yeah, that was...
I was
just going to say, just echoing what I said earlier, I think that might be the perfect reveal for a game. You said, you want a couple of them in an hour. We got one. We got another decent reveal, but it didn't have the same quality of what that did.
No, and then you had the usual barrage of unknowns, unless you're playing all these, what I would call niche games, but still popular in their own right. So... it wasn't overly long from what I remember Square Enix. I think it topped out about an hour, so maybe it was pushing its luck a little bit, but Final Fantasy 7 definitely good. Avengers I was a little bit disappointed with just because we don't know anything about it other than a few small details, and then the other stuff, I've managed to snag an earmark in for Circuit Superstar. So again, not the best, not the worst,
not the best. Just that sort of
wasn't offensive.
It was. Yeah, it had the moolah, but again, the underwhelmment was there. I'm looking for that fucking ball grabber. The bullocks.
Ain't there at the moment. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's lurking in Nintendo.
Sandra.
They always bring down the curtain, Nintendo. They love being the last on. Let's start backwards.
Ooh.
This surprising to see.
Number one surprise for me, other than Keanu.
This again. I agree. Number one surprise.
I don't know how this didn't leak.
Nope. Nintendo have got a lead on that. Bowser's come in and gone away. No chance. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, a sequel to that, is in development.
Oh, looks fucking cool. It looks like they're going for this sort of darker entry.
I hope so.
A lot of people linked it to sort of Mask of Majora. I've never played that one. I've heard that's like a darker version of Ocarina of Time. Just to think that there's... and what you was echoing in the Dimp group, I'm glad that they're sticking with this timeline still.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting a sequel.
The fact that it's seemingly a sequel to Breath of the Wild and not just another Zelda entry that's not directly related... I think this is the thing they should do now. They've got a great setting for Breath of the Wild, and the story was again people wish hell on me because it's the second coming, but the story's diabolical in the Breath of the Wild. But by keeping that setting, giving some continuity, I think that's the right way to go because it almost seemed like a soft reboot Breath of the Wild. I've read into things about the timelines, and Nintendo haven't per se confirmed it, but they've also said it can appear at the end of any of the timelines. So I think there's like 3 if you look through there, and it's like, well, if that can happen, then it's clearly just a reset job, isn't it? And that there's just references, so keep some continuity. I think what was interesting is that it was primarily Zelda and Link. Zelda's with Link, so maybe we get to play as Zelda at some point. I don't know. A lot of people have been asking for that to be an option, but it looked like they were exploring a dungeon together.
Yeah.
Another criticism of the Messiah that is Breath of the Wild is that the dungeons, there was no real dungeons there, and that's from hardcore fans. Is that a sign that Nintendo have gone, we hear you, you know, Zelda's bread is buttered with those dungeons being a challenge and being a main part of the game. This is what we're going to do. This could be a sign towards that.
I think that's the way they've got to go. As much as you had your fun with the shrines, it was a nice change up, but like you say, Zelda is...
Keep the shrines, just reduce them a little bit, and just
keep
have
doodling.
Proper... keep up the doodling.
Yeah, keep up, but we just need those big fuck off, confusing, have to guide them dungeons. No, I think it definitely is the way that trailer set it up. I'm all for it, and was not expecting this at all in the slightest. No. I probably did. I knew there was going to be a new Zelda game eventually, and we're probably still fucking ages away from this even being a thing, but just to know that it's being worked on is an exciting time. Yeah,
exactly. We saw a little bit of the game, seemingly maybe a cutscene, and there's a lot of secrets in there that people will find and delve into and be excited about, but Zelda is in development, so maybe next year we'll get maybe a little look at it, and it'll drop the following year. Who knows? With Nintendo, they always seem to do the unexpected. I wouldn't put it past them releasing it in Q2 next year somehow, and then you're like, oh, bloody hell. But and that was their swan song. It was like we've got one more thing.
They finally did it. I completely forgot when I said that earlier, but they did do it.
They've done the little
nothing from any of them,
and this was that. I want to get the Smash DLC out of the way with Banjo-Kazooie.
Cool.
He's going to be one of the next sort of Smash.
I really liked how they announced that, and sort of trolled everyone with Duck Hunt.
And then he comes down and cleans house. And then Dragon Quest Heroes. Well, I don't know much about Dragon Quest, but
it's like the warrior from it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the next 2 Smash DLC fighters that come with the Battle Pass, or whatever you call that these days.
Is that 2 more or less, is it?
I think so. They announced 6 to start with. No, 5. And we've had, Joker? And then
are they counting Piranha Plant as one, or...?
Don't think so. I hope not. That's a bit of a fucking shame. I'll look it up in a second. But what do you make of that? I think Banjo-Kazooie is a smart choice.
I think there was strong rumours that he was going to be announced. I think he's a fun character to have. He fits the sort of Smash mould a lot. And then with the other one, I don't really know anything about him, but I know they typically do go for these niche Japanese blowers. They normally include. So he's got a sword. I like the one characters with swords. They're easy to hit people with. So
absolutely. So what they've said is you've got Joker, who's one of them. You'll have Banjo-Kazooie, Dragon Quest, and there'll be 2 more to come after that. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie's fine. Joker, not overly interested in, especially considering Persona 5's not even on Switch. A bit weird. Dragon Quest Hero, I kind of understand. I want something good in these last 2. This is an okay sort of announcement. I want that Geralt.
Geralt. Rumours are one of the characters from
Dante.
Yeah, Dante would be good.
I thought Dante was going to be in this one.
Yeah, Dante and a Kingdom Hearts character, I've heard.
Oh,
that's it.
What have I paid out for that shit for?
Have you got the fight pass? Have you?
Yeah, I did it on day 1.
Oh, the committer. I might get it. I do want to play as Banjo, but the others do not interest me, to be fair.
Unbelievable. I had a bit of a bitter disappointment during this presentation. We saw the new Animal Crossing, New Horizon for Switch. It was promised it was... We was promised it was going to come 2019.
Yeah, told us.
No, they told us
Shut
that, and
it.
now March 2020.
Oh, fucking blowers. But I wonder if this is because of Pokemon. They don't want too heavy hitters out towards the back end of the year. But
yeah.
I've never played one of these, but I really do want it myself. But when I look at it, I just think, oh, this is a proper baby's game. It's the sort of game that girls play, I think. But grown men like this game, so there is hope for us all.
Exactly. I'm in on this when it comes. We've got a release date, I guess, but I was hoping it would come this year. I'll wait another 6 months, and that'll be the end of that. I found a little bit more about Link's Awakening, the Switch remake.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
September 20th it drops. So a little bit more of gameplay, and I guess the biggest thing out of that was that they're going to have like a custom dungeon mode where you can make your own dungeons. I don't know if you can share them with others, but you can splice together different areas and make your own dungeons. So for those with creative, they will be loving that. What's the hype level on this overall? I want to be excited. I just don't think I'm going to ever buy it, though. I don't know why.
Really? No, I think I probably will day one it. I've never played the original, but I follow a lot of them IGN boys on Twitter, and about 5 of them IGN boys, this is like their favourite game ever. Do you know that Brian Altano? Yeah,
I recognise him.
But yeah, him, like a lot of him, that they're just like they're amazed that this game's being remade and just think it's going to be like the second coming. So I am intrigued and hyped. It's weird because I prefer the third person 3D world Zelda to the top down ones, but it looks like a perfect fit for the Switch. So yeah, I'll be interested. But these sort of type of games, they always feel harsh to pay full whack for them when Zelda's going to be like a £45 or something. I think
it's difficult to judge because I've bought those vouchers that you can get on Switch. So it's 84 UK pounds, and you can buy two games on release or whatever. So I thought, well, maybe I could use it for that, but I have a bit of a problem using it on that. I'd use it on Pokemon, no problem with that, and probably Animal Crossing in a sad way. But it's something about this. It's not quite got me yet, and I don't know if it will. I'll see when the reviews roll in and it becomes the fucking new Messiah. Then it'll be hard not to just have a look at it. But yeah, like you said, at full price, there's just something
that's not clicking. No, I do know what you mean. It's a real butt blower.
Not ideal. Cadence of Hyrule will be available this
today.
Week.
Came out, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it'll be out as we record this, and that's like a crossover of Crypt of the Necrodancer and Zelda. So you can play through that with Zelda soundtrack remixes and go through Hyrule. Luigi's Mansion 3 back in the game.
I really like this, but my brain just won't let me start a game on number 3. I'm really struggling with this. I've pre-ordered that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and I've played 1, but I never finished it, and I've never played 2. And they don't sell them anymore because there's some weird I've done a mute licensing thing, so they don't sell them. So I'm going to have to just watch the YouTube videos like what you do.
That's the best way.
Yeah, I suppose that is. So, I really want to, but 1 and 2, because they are on the 3DS, and I can't go back. I can't do it these days.
You got a 3DS?
Yeah, I have. I bought one about a month before the Switch come out. It's fucking ridiculous. I
was hoping they'd put the other Luigi Mansions on Switch.
Yeah, because they've done it. They remastered the original on 3DS, and then chucked out 2. So stick it on that Switch, and then I've got the fucking trilogy in. Bosh. But it's quite fun.
I do get that, but I think Luigi's Mansion I can
it's not
it and not worry about it.
I ain't missing that rich backstory of Luigi going into a mansion.
All sorts of Easter eggs being
George
dropped.
R. Martin wrote it.
I guess the thing about this that is interesting is that you can play as Guigi.
Oh yeah, that was apparently a character in Serial or something. They made like a Luigi cereal, and he was that Guigi was like one of the fucking like Lucky Charm type things that come out of it.
So yeah, that's interesting, Coach. Fucking Serial, what are they doing? But that's like a Luigi that's made of goo, I guess, and it seems like it's going to be a puzzle opportunity. So Guigi can walk on spikes, he can pass through some obstacles, but in water he'll melt away. So I imagine you're going to have to switch between those in single player to solve the puzzles. But there's a co-op mode as well, and also like a big 8-player online mode or local mode called Scare Scraper. And you got to do, find those toads or something, and then take out the ghost there. So it seems like they're fleshing it out a little bit. Now
make a full game out of it. Definitely, it's definitely on the radar. I'm not sure if it'll be a day one, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Ghostbusters would be sitting there going, "Fucking hell, cunts, nicked it, nicked our idea." Got
remaster coming flash before it's even out. Yeah, that Ghostbusters. If you like Ghostbusters itself, it's written by fucking hell. What's his name? Not Rick Moranis. That's the little shitbag. What's Egon's name? Harold Ramis. So the people that were involved with the film, all the voice actors are back.
Aykroyd.
Yeah, it's got everyone's voices in it, and it's been written by the guys that I think. Yeah, fucking Harold Ramis was one of them, and I can't remember who else used to help with him. But it's like a proper
fully fled.
It's like the third film.
Yeah.
So them Ghostbusters. I don't
know if I've got it on Steam. I think I saw it on your Steam. Must be that. I've been meaning to play it. So
I think I read somewhere it didn't have control support for ages.
Right.
And
maybe this
that put me off starting it. Yeah, it will do. Yeah, it'll have to do. But looking out for that. Damon X Machina, September the 13th, 2019. This is the demo you played and walked away from.
Yeah, really liked the concept. So it got announced. I think was it last E3 it got announced. Fucking cool trailer. Proper artsy and mech and that. Very Japanese. It got me right in my feelios. I was like, cool, I like this. Then they chucked out one of these prototype betas and it was garbage. Like, a really cool concept and stuff, but it ran like shit. It looked like shit. There were jaggeds all over there. Combat was quite cool, and the customization you could do to your mechs and stuff. Like I say, really good concept, but a real shit execution, and it hasn't sort of boded well for me. I've now got this sort of not looking forward to it as much, and definitely more cautious now. But yeah, they chucked another CGI trailer, a bit of gameplay out there. So we'll keep an eye on it, but I am on the back foot with this one.
May have squandered its opportunity.
Did you play the demo or?
Nah, I think you mentioned that you played it and I'd seen other people say it's rough, and I was like, not to bother with that. No More Heroes 3, so that's a full-fledged
because they released that.
Travis Strikes
Again. Adcock play the other one?
He didn't like it. I think Travis Strikes Again, No More Hero. Yeah, it's like a spin-off in the end and didn't work out. But this is a full-blown sequel to the main line, 2020.
Because they're quite popular, these games, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I've never played one.
They're very heavily influenced, because they were all released on the Wii. They're heavily influenced by sort of motion controls. So it'd be interesting, even though the Switch has got it, I don't really want to be chucking my Switch around like a fucking lightsaber.
No. Absolutely not. They mentioned actually during the presentation that the Pokeball Plus controller that was revealed at a weird Nintendo conference a week or so ago can be used with Sword and Shield.
But Pokemon in your pocket all day long.
I mean, it's mad. Like the actual quote is, if you spend some quality time with your favourite Pokemon use, then there's something good might happen. All right, pre-order me one of those then, just in case something good might happen.
Yeah,
dearie me, and we had a lot of like third-party stuff really. Witcher 3.
Yeah, big one. That was another leaky bucket, man. Didn't think that was real. No, I thought it was gonna be a stream. Yeah, I thought there was no way they're gonna get a game of that size and scope on there. And then boom, the trailer comes out. And you're like, fuck. And then I found a load of information online about how big it's going to be and the certain resolutions and stuff. And you're thinking, fuck me, like it's going to look ropey, but that game's going to be on there fully fledged. Think of be carrying that around and fucking everything left, right, and centre with Geralt, it's impressive.
Yeah, they're going to do a. It'll be barren, won't it? But,
yeah,
I mean,
it looks lower than the low settings on PC.
Yeah, but if you're playing on that, the thing is, if you play that docked on your big telly, you're like, Christ, what's this? That's got to be a handheld experience, really, if you're gonna be playing that. They're doing a collection of Mana. I've never played the Secret of Mana games or anything like that, but there's like a big collection coming out for Switch for people to play there. Dragon Quest XI is getting a definitive edition coming September the 27th. Interesting thing about that is it seems like there was like a tagline, I can't remember what it said. It said something like experience the full story, as though I think it's got some added levels and little bits of extra in it that the PlayStation version hasn't got. Be interesting to see if that irks people, but that's how it goes. In one of the strangest reveals I've ever seen, Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to Switch.
Oh, a whole bunch of them. Get 2 on there now, 2 and 3, and they've got the fucking lot.
Yeah.
Got 0, 1, 4, 5, and 6 now. Get 7.
Get the whole. Yeah, that'll be a cloud jobby, but it's such a weird way to reveal it. What was it? It was a couple playing Remake on their Switch in like their house, and it was like a horror movie. There was obviously someone stalking them, and they were like, oh. And then it just, I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, then they got to them and they run off, and then it went 5 and 6.
Resident Evil 5 and 6. The 2 worst ones are coming to Switch.
Unbelievable.
Dirty son of a bitches. And Contra Road Corps is coming to Switch. So that was the Contra
Wooden
reveal.
Spoon. That was the worst looking game I've ever seen.
It's Contra, you can't say that.
The beloved franchise, Konami, are kicking it in the fucking dirt. Watch that.
Anniversary collection available. Yeah,
they chuck that out there to try and save their bacon. You watch that Contra reveal, mate. That game looks like fucking anus. It does. It looks so bad. I can't believe that's got the green light.
Well, it must have been cheap to get that done. The remake of Panzer Dragoon coming to Switch. Never played it, but Hall seemed excited, so gave him the nod on that one. Netflix Dark Crystal series is getting a tie-in tactics sort of game.
Yeah, starting to see a few of these pop up now. Got the Stranger Things.
Yes.
And then, I wonder if this is a thing, more things to come.
Black Mirror Inbound. Black Mirror Inbound.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Could do, you never know.
No. But yeah, that's...
Be interesting.
Again. Empire of Sin. This is like
this is quite good, yeah, I've got to say. I thought it was going to be like a Mafia spin-off.
Yeah, I did as well. But it's that John Romero who did Doom all those years ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's his development studio doing it. And yeah, it was like a Mafia set game. It looked like it was a tactical game from what I could see, like an isometric thing. But you know, if they scope that out and it looks like it could be good, I'll be jumping on that.
Looked pretty.
And then it did look nice. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that one, on that earmark list that's forever growing. We then saw like a sizzle reel, and there was loads of stuff getting ported to Switch, so like Spyro the Dragon trilogy, Ni no Kuni OG, Minecraft Dungeons, The Sinking City, which I haven't played. It's coming out. Well, I haven't played. It's not out yet, but that's a coming in the fall. Alien Isolation,
interesting one. I thought that was going to be that. What was that weird mobile game they released? Black Light, was it, or something?
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be that, but no, fully fledged.
No. That'll be interesting to see how that...
Didn't even see the Venomorph once. Right, that's weird.
2 pixels, that's why I didn't want to... It's just a shadow moving across the screen. New Super Lucky's Tale is also getting ported as well.
Microsoft edging its way in.
Yeah, that's it. Trying to sneak in, aren't they? Get all that garbage out there. And then there's some games that had already been announced but didn't have release dates or, anything like that. So we got Mario and Sonic at Tokyo Olympics, November 2019. Dead by Daylight, September the 24th. And Dauntless, late 2019. And then that's your Nintendo.
Oh, Astral Chain, binned.
Oh, yeah, shit. When was that? I must have just skipped over in my notes. Go on, because that's
I was going to say, that's interesting. I'm very interested. I think that will be a day one for me. It's got that anime-esque hype. It's made by Platinum, who are a very good elk. Can they be trusted, though? That's the trouble. Yeah, I'm hyped by this. They showed another cool trailer, a mix of CGI trailers and gameplay. I've seen enough now. It's got a release date. It's coming on 30th of August, so only 2 months away.
Not too far away.
So yeah, it's one that definitely I've been hyped. I liked it when I saw it last time it was announced. Can't remember. I don't think it was E3. I've got a feeling it was sooner than that. I think it was just a random direct they had. But there's that. No, I don't think there was much else in there. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, maybe they showed a new trailer for.
Got to play the second one though.
Yeah, but it don't count.
That continuity there.
Mario Maker, apparently there was a new trailer. I didn't remember.
No, they done like a whole direct for that 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. It's like, I guess they didn't have room for what they want to show.
Yeah. So that in a nutshell. Yeah. Definitely one of the strongest contender for best, or the winner of E3. Is it a conference? No, it's a direct.
Well, they can still be the winner. So I guess, decent from Nintendo. They chucked there's a lot of toot in there, but there always has to be toot.
Yeah.
The stuff that was good and interesting. Who was the winner then out of those conferences or directs? They were the sort of the main players, and there's a few little stragglers.
I'm trying to think this today. I think it is between Microsoft and Nintendo for me. Square has been binned, even though they had the two heavy hitters. I think they
too much stuff.
Third, they had too much big lull of shit. Well, not shit, but just games weren't tailored for me and a lot of people. They come in. They're getting the bronze award for me. I still don't know, because as much as I really did like the Microsoft, I thought when you boil it down to what it had, it was long. It was just under 2 hours, wasn't it? In the end,
dirty bastards.
It started off strong. Then they had the real good Square. What's it called? The Cyberpunk was really good.
Yeah.
And then we hit the lull, and then just as you sort of think you're getting into the meaty stuff that you want to hear the games, then they just flopped on their two biggest games. So it was an underwhelming. So maybe Nintendo maybe slightly edge it, just because there was a lot in that interests me. The games were a lot more. There was more games I was like hyped for and thought they'd done better reveals for. But I do prefer the Microsoft conference. I prefer seeing a conference over direct.
Yep.
And I did like how Microsoft set theirs out, where they had game, even though there was a lower sort of games that uninterested me. I don't know. It's a hard one to decide. Maybe Keanu was so good. Breath of the Wild 2 was a good. It's difficult.
Yeah.
What's your verdict?
Square bronze. I feel like Watch Dogs deserves some recognition.
That's true. Yeah, I do think
the rest of it was not as good. I think, to be honest, I'm going to cut Microsoft from the medals. I'm going to make it easy for myself, and then put Ubisoft in at silver, and then Nintendo top.
He's done it.
And then I'm sorry, Phil, but you had the floor to yourself.
That's the thing.
You didn't show me Gears. You didn't really show me a lot. Yes, you showed me that Game Pass was a good investment, but that's not what I'm there to see.
No, that is the whole thing with Microsoft. building up to this. This is all we were saying. Microsoft are going to smash this. They've got no competition here with no pressure with PlayStation being out. And if anything, this just made PlayStation look so good because people were saying, "Oh, they're idiots for leaving this out," but it just made them so much better because of how sort of a much of an underwhelmment. I think this is. You look online. This is the general feel of everyone. They really did. You look on the reactions videos and the reviews, they're all sort of saying they didn't have these heavy hitting moments. It didn't feel quite right this year's E3.
No, I mean in general it didn't, did it? It was a bit of a weird one. It might be just because it's a year and a bit out from next gen that things are being held back. You can't really start showing next gen games now because people are like, hang on, I've got another year and a half of fucking this garbage checkerboard to deal with. So it's a difficult one.
I do agree.
But there's opportunities for every single one of those presentations or conferences to show the games off better. And I think in every case, one of them, there's at least one game that was just either ignored or not shown off to a standard that I expected. I mean, hell, even we're going to talk about EA's and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in a minute, but at least they showed.
That's right.
Like they showed a seamless demo of it, and that's what you want to see.
Exactly. Ideally. Yeah, if Gears and Halo would have done that, like the quality of the Final Fantasy VII trailer and all the Watch Dogs, it would have been hands down probably the best because you would have felt that you got the two heavy hitters and maybe a few others, but no, it just to me, like I say, it was just CGI bullshit. You don't get to know what the game is, and then the rest of the conferences were made up of sort of updates on games that have been out for the last 2 years or whatever. So then I needed that heavy hitter, and I didn't get it this year, unfortunately.
Waste of time.
Waste of time.
Have you got your order?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nintendo Gold. Yeah, they've edged it just because of the Breath of the Wild, the reveal that was good, and the abundance of games that seeing Witcher 3 come through. I really, even though that got leaked, I still thought that was just people saying, "Oh yeah," because I remember what was that? Some of the other games. There was rumours that GTA 5. There was rumours that Persona 5 was going to get announced, and none of that did. So I thought this was just going to be another one of these reveals. Bullshit. But to see that actually thing, that was quite like, wow, they really are getting these big games out here. I'd be interested to see how well that does, and then if people do, like, if that can get Witcher 3 on it, that could get GTA 5 to some scale.
Yeah, that'll be a purchase.
Yeah, I was going to say, just to fuck about on, even if you're not going through the campaign. Just now we're fucking about smashing cars into God knows what.
So you've got Nintendo
Gold. I'll probably put Microsoft just because I like that.
Silver.
The Keanu was so good, and I liked the conference of how they set it up. Bronze would go to Square for their two heavy hitters. Then Bethesda or Ubi?
Ubi. Gotta be. Got Legion.
What's Bethesda? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely.
And a dog on stage.
Ubi, and then Bethesda dog. Bethesda binner. There was. Apart from Doom, it was trash, wasn't it? So Bethesda get the no, Bethesda didn't come last. I'll tell you who came last.
Yep.
We're going to talk about it now.
Devolver Digital.
After that, we'll talk about it.
EA 2019.
EA. We ain't doing a conference. We're not doing a direct.
No.
We're doing a monstrosity.
A 3-hour live stream. I mean, so what was it? So we had Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Apex Legends, FIFA 20, The Sims 4, Battlefield 5, Madden 20. I'm not interested.
Sims 4.
Sims 4, yeah. So anything other than Star Wars, really.
I watched Star Wars and had it on in the background and didn't watch the rest.
been the rest of them. The main thing were there for Star Wars. But can you imagine if that lineup was, say, Microsoft, and they had half an hour with Halo, half an hour with Gears, half an hour with Outer Worlds. Like, it's not a bad setup. If it's just that Apex, FIFA, The Sims, Battlefield 5, Madden 20.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Interested in.
No, it just did seem so weird.
Yeah, but the main event was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We had a trailer that released in the Microsoft press conference. Before that, though, on the Saturday, EA done a 30-minute live stream which contained roughly 10 minutes or so of gameplay uninterrupted. We saw Jedi Fallen Order in its glory for the first time, and I don't think it impressed many people, including myself. And what I will caveat this with is that I've read 2 previews today that have said the game is nothing like that. I don't know why they've shown that. It's got a lot more to it than what you've seen. Don't write it off just yet. But what we did see was not very good, was it?
No, I've got to say, I mean, this game is my bread and butter. This is
the hype job.
This is the hype job, yeah.
It's the easy hype job.
I love Star Wars. It's struggling on the game in front. We've been seeing that there was that Star Wars 1313 that was the Uncharted answer to Star Wars' answer to the Uncharted series. That is me all over. I fucking love that type of game. Third person action, me all day long. And here we go. We see it's a third action. It was my cup of tea, but it just the setting. It felt like a boring level. Something that maybe would happen after a big event. So the person playing it was god awful. It came across these spiders and they wiped him out twice. I swear he must have had like a god mode achievement, because otherwise he would have died, I think.
The thing was that live? That demo,
I think so. Yeah, I think there was someone playing it. They didn't show anyone playing it, but I've got a feeling it was.
Because if that was pre-recorded, that's
exactly
worse, because they must have had a better run than that to show off stuff.
The AI just seemed to not react very well. They were just sort of standing there waiting for it's ridiculous, and then they go down like sacks of shit. It was a real concerner. So yeah, but again, like I've read those reports as well that there's the second gameplay one, and Sir Brandon told us that it was a lot better.
Yeah, and what they're saying is that it is a Metroidvania type game. Like, you can go back and discover new things once you've got the required abilities. The combat's a bit more like, they keep saying Dark Souls.
Yeah, I've heard the 2 biggest influences in this game. Yeah, is Dark Souls or Sekiro for the combat, and Metroid Prime. So you've got that. That's
not what we saw. We just saw someone run through a level throwing lightsabers at people now and again, using a bit of force power. That was an awful effort at a demo, and better than nothing. But I think they've been saved a little bit by people writing up these previews saying, right, we know what you saw. We all agree wasn't the best showing. Here's what we saw and why you shouldn't be overly concerned.
No. There's supposed to be a heavy, rich RPG element to this. You've got skill trees, you can upgrade your robot and stuff, and they didn't show any of this. To them, it was just like a hack and slash platformer, and a very poor one at that. But I'm intrigued to see more. It's on my list. I'll probably be getting it day one because it's a big game. But that was a poor showing for a good game.
I'd still rather have the show in.
Yeah, rather than just that trailer, just a trailer, and go there you go. Because we did get a teaser trailer, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago? Introducing the main character setting. Yeah, interesting to see that it's going to be officially canon in the Star Wars lore.
Yeah,
you've got Lord Forrest of Whitaker, who's signed on, fully voiced, carries on his character from Rogue One. So it'd be interesting to see what else they bring to the table. But they got the money and the power, but can they produce the goods?
We will see, won't we? Come November.
Back
Interesting
already.
Look, yes, they are. There will be a lot of
written
people.
it off already.
Yeah, he's not going to sit there and read the previews.
Nah.
He's just going to see what he saw and go, "That's."
Was he in the
what?"
stag when he watched it then?
Yeah, I think he was away. Just after he was sick in the middle of TGI Fridays. Down on the floor, apparently.
God.
Whilst all these poor fuckers are eating their dinner.
Dear.
Dirty get. Devolver Digital. There's only one thing I want to call out from this, and it's a little game called Carrion, and it's like a reverse horror game where you take control of this creature and you sort of go around the level killing people. Basically, your aim looks like to consume like the people that work at this facility, and it looks like you start growing and getting more abilities. And little 2D game. I saw it last year. They're saying it's coming to PC and consoles 2020, and that was my main takeaway for Devolver Digital. They had another little comedy sort of short presentation, which was okay.
It's by far the fucking weirdest. They do it every year. They have this weird. It's almost like a story. It's about the presenter going mad or something. It's fucking weird, but hey, they're doing something different, I suppose. But yeah, not much there for me in it. But yeah, that game did look interesting. Definitely could be a Switch purchase.
Yeah,
get it on that intrigue list.
Get it on that fucking earmark list. Yeah. PC Gaming Show had a couple of earmarks for me. Manhunt, Manny, which we saw last year.
Did you see that with the format of that PC Gamer Conference? They'd show the game and then they'd get like a dev out to talk about it. And there was this poor dev just trying, like everyone's like pissing themselves, and he's trying to seriously go like, no, this is a serious shark RPG. And everyone's like, yeah, but that's funny, isn't it? And he's like, no, this is we want to make the first ever shark RPG. Oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, we love sharks, so it's well up our alley. I definitely want to get that.
Yeah, when that finally drops. Planet Zoo. I've been getting into these like park building or management sims, so that could be one to chuck on the list and make my own zoo. Bit of a change from Jurassic World. We saw a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2, which is good to see. Warframe, Is there anything else you want to pick out from that? Or that's all I've got really. Those few.
I'm just checking to see if there wasn't anything else that stuck out. PC Gamer. No, that's Chivalry 2. I know my mate Dan Clark is a big fan of that. Not really my type of game, but that was got quite a big thing. Zombie Army 4.
How's that?
I know, got Zombie Hitler still going. They had a bit of a trailer for Borderlands 3. And another big one in the PC game was that Baldur's Gate 3, which was announced.
Cool.
Stadia, but that was pretty much it really for the PC gamer. Certainly more of the low key, probably the.
Yeah,
seems like
it just gives them a
bigger
platform.
because of how sort of big the Master Race is getting now. I suppose it's always been big, but
yeah, I don't know. It just seems like there's a little bit of like there's a lot of niche games. Like most of the stuff that's sort of popular in the mainstream doesn't seem to sit just on PC, and some of these games don't. But what I will say is that a lot of the stuff you see at the PC Gaming Show, at least this year, was coming this year. Like there was a handful and a few that was scheduled for next year or didn't have a date, like Maneater. But a lot of the stuff was September, October, July. So chances are you might see something you like that's coming pretty soon in there. But keep up the tickling on that one. We'll see where we land. Kind of Funny did a showcase. The two things I kind of picked out of that was something called Police Stories, which is like a top-down. Looks like a top-down SWAT simulator. So you can play it co-op, and it looks like in the same vein as Hotline Miami.
Oh right, yeah.
So you can't see who's in the rooms till you open the door, and it's an action-ish sort of game, but you've got to be getting through the level without getting put down and taken out a terrorist. So that's in the earmark list, as is the Sinking City, which I'd seen before. But the Kind of Funny showcase seems like a place to show new stuff, but also stuff that may have been missed or swallowed up, because there was games with trailers on there that had already come out, and it just gives them a little bit of press, I guess, that if people watch it. Did you pick anything out?
No, I did actually fall asleep halfway through it. I started it.
It was an hour long. It was a long one.
It
I thought it was going to be shorter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I fell asleep between. Here we go. I've just got it. I'm just playing it now. There's a game here. I don't know what it is, and it stuck out a little bit. I'm just trying to get to the end of the trailer so I can find out what it's called. Did they say what it's called at the end? Oh, The Sinking City. That's what it was. That was the one that stuck out. But yeah, there's a few on there, like you say, they look quite fun, but do you actually ever get round to them?
Yeah, probably not. But I kind of quite like that they do give a platform to the smallest games, and hopefully they can get a bit more of a profile, because during this week especially, it's like, how do you get noticed? And it gives them just at least a sniff and a chance. Yeah. So that's all that the E3 bits and bobs that happened during the week of E3. Prior to E3, we had a couple of conferences and other little direct thingies, and even an E3 trailer from Sony in the vein of Death Stranding. Ooh. So we now have an official release date for Death Stranding, November the 8th, 2019. I did not expect it to come this year, that's for sure. What did we get, about 9 minutes worth of
it was, 9 and a bit, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
9 and a bit. I still
I have no fucking clue. I love that Kojima had to write a little letter to the fans, just giving a brief description of what the game is. It did help, but I'm still baffled.
Well, here it is. He said, repost this as people keep asking the same questions. What is the game about? Death Stranding is not a stealth game. Could move subjectively, but not an FPS shooting game either. By incorporating with the concept of connections, Strand, it's totally brand new genre called action game / strand game, social strand system. And then he wrote like a little blog saying, it's curated so that all elements, including the story and the gameplay, are bound together by the theme of the strand or connection. As Sam Porter bridges, you will attempt to bridge the divides in society, and in doing, create new bonds or strands with other players around the globe. Through your experience of playing the game, I hope you'll come to understand the true importance of forging connections with others. Have we lost him? Is Kojima just gone off the rails? Is he?
He's lapped up that fucking Konami money and he's just gone on an absolute bender and he's gone right.
Stuck it up his ooter.
He's gone
dear. I mean,
all fucking back shit crazy, bless him. I mean, we love it, it'd be great, but I can still see us playing this game and getting to the end of me going like, what was that?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
It really is. It looks great. It looks fantastic. Like, I'm down for it. It looked more like a game now.
Yeah, not just post.
He showed like the ladder system and how to get around. A bit of combat was in there. Some dodging and ducking moves and some motorbikes. It definitely feel a lot more like a game, but it's just all this connection and how it's going to work. This concept of not being able to die, you're going into the upside down. Is that going to be? It was almost like as if you weren't supposed to get into combat. So it's going to be. Yes. It's just I'm going to need to see this in action.
He mentioned something about how you don't have to kill people in the game, and that doing so will have consequences. Right. So I saw a comment to that ilk. I've paraphrased and butchered it a bit, but it seems like combat should be the last, which sounds awful like a stealth game to me. Combat should be the last alternative. If it goes wrong. But I mean, we'll play. I didn't think it would get this year because I'd heard it had been delayed, but still coming November, or still coming 2019. Sorry, November. So it'll all pan out, and we'll see exactly how that goes, I guess.
That'll be interesting.
Right, Google Stadia. Phil Harrison in the week leading up to E3.
Was it like the Wednesday before? Was it?
Yeah, that's it. goes on does like a Google Connect, I think they call it, which is like a direct, and they announce some details for Stadia. They show off a few games, like Baldur's Gate 3 was there, Breakpoint was there, something called Get Packed, which I've earmarked. Looks like a little simulation game.
It's a bit like that. Well, not really that full flat, but that sort of elk of funny four-player.
Or something like that. Yeah. But moving around. Division 2, something called Guilt as well. So they're the sort of they're trailers scattered about in between the details themselves. But they announced some details on it. So what they said is, in terms of what speed internet you'd need, and this is what they're claiming, to get 4K HDR at 60 frames per second, 5.1 surround sound, a 35 megabits per second connection will do the job.
Right, I'm going to do a speed test right now. Don't know if
do it. Yes,
if doing this will effect. On my PC currently, I'm getting 13 megabytes. 1.3. Oh, it's finished at 14. 1.4. But I do. That's not a wire. That's a wireless connection. I'm supposed to get somewhere up to 50. So
shit merchants.
If I'm playing my game and I'm getting 14 megabytes, what's happening?
Well, that'll put you in the bracket of between. It's basically 20 megabits will get you 1080p, HDR 60 frames per second, 5.1. 10 megabits will get you the 720p 60 that's required standard. I've just done a speed test on mine. I've got 30 megabits per second.
A doubler. So will you get that 4K?
It'll be a push. It'll be a push for it. Do we believe that's the case? Do we really believe that 35 megabits would get you 4K HDR?
I think it's going to need to be more to get that. I mean, I was getting 15 to 17 and I couldn't even stream a game on Twitch. I don't know. I think they're rough numbers, and until it's out here and out in the wild, I think people like us that live in the fucking sticks of nowhere, it's gonna be a struggler. And the thing that worries me about this thing is a lot like I'm not really one that commutes much. I don't do a lot of commuting, so I don't get a chance to play my games handheld much. But the whole point of this is being able to stream anywhere. If I'm walking about and I take my phone somewhere, is my 4G going to be able to cope with this?
Need that 5G, mate. It's launched. Yeah, you're right, and you'll need that Pixel phone because it won't be working on those Samsungs yet. See why I've done that as a Google phone, but that needs to be wind out. What you need, so there's a new Stadia controller that you can use. If you're using it on a telly, you'll need a Chromecast. But if you're on just another screen, as long as you've got a Chrome browser, you can use it. And as I mentioned, the Pixel phone. So that's the sort of requirements there to get Stadia, should you want it. But the most important thing is the price. How much will Stadia cost? And I don't think this message was very clear because I watched it today and I thought, okay, I think I know what you're saying. But this is what I yielded from that. You get Stadia Pro, which has now been confirmed at an £8.99 UK pounds price. So that will give you regular content that's included. So that's I'm assuming something like Game Pass, where there's games in a library that you can just access whenever you want. It will give you the highest streaming quality, although if you're poor Adkins, you've not enough, you can't take advantage of it anyway. But it will give you access to the 4K HDR stuff. But
do one on my phone.
If your game is outside of that Pro model, you still have to buy it. Not every single game will be on that Pro, so you're only going to get a selection of them. So, for example, if you wanted to play Division 2 on it and it wasn't on there, we don't know how much it will cost, but you have to buy the game as well as paying $8.99 a month to play the old 4K jobby, should you be able to get the 35 megabits. What's that mean to you in life, that sort of...
Well, I've just done it on my phone. I've got 32 on my phone. But now we go. Now we're talking in the realms of 4K. So I'm going to need one of these 4K Chromecasts. I think my TV does have a Chromecast in it, but I don't know if it's one of these Ultra ones. So I'm going to have to get that. So if I go for this pre-founders thing, I'm paying £10 a month. What am I getting for me £10 a month or £9 a month?
Wow. Complete Destiny.
That's what I get. Fucking hell, cross save.
Cross save.
I think my cross save's so old, they probably might as well start from the beginning. I thought it was going to be all in £10 and you got everything. That does seem like a good deal, but it'd be interesting. Yeah, it's quite. I thought it'd be more than £9 a month. I've got to say. They've said that you don't need to buy the controller. It's just the best way to play. Yeah. So if that is true, then that's definitely a cheaper way. But yeah, it's having to still buy the games. They did say as well discounts. I don't know if that's going to be going into.
Yeah, I did mention that. You're right, and I think that's going to be discounts off the store or whatever it is.
So big they are. Is it going to give me incentive to buy them on Stadia?
What are you buying at that point?
No, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Bit of fucking it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even get to download it.
No, that is true. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a concerning one because it does start racking it up, doesn't it? Then.
Yeah, I mean, the controller itself, if you want to get that, is £59 UK pounds. You can get as you mentioned, like a Founders Edition, Stadia Founders Edition, £120 UK pounds. That'll include a Chromecast Ultra, so you can do the 4K stuff. 3 months subscription to Stadia Pro, so you can use whatever games are in there. A limited edition controller, which is blue, I think, and 3 months Buddy Pass Stadia Pro for a friend or family.
Then I get 6 months. Can't I use that?
I'll just set up a new account.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I absolutely would. And then you get the complete Destiny 2 package, which I think has all the DLC and whatever they're dropping this autumn. And that's £120 UK pounds. So that's a big commitment up front. And after the 3 months, you'll be paying $8.99 a month for the pleasure of it. You can still play Stadia without the subscription,
right? Yeah,
okay, but you have to you don't get anything included. You have to just buy the games, and then it will work. And you can't do the 4K stuff.
Yeah, low end, and it's not coming until next year, is it?
No, yeah, that's true. It's coming later on. So
yeah, the big
what's fucking Phil Harrison?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The biggest thing as well is this latency. I do worry about that. There's been a couple of videos. Greg Miller he's been playing a few, and he's done a few. He's recorded it on his phone whilst he's playing it, and you can see a bit of a delay of when he's playing like a racing game. I think he's playing Horizon 4 on their version, and he plays a game on Stadia as well. I think he plays Hellblade, and you can see him sort of move the controller, and then there's it's only a slight second delay or something, but there is a delay. And I'm thinking, these have announced games like Mortal Kombat 4 do. Yeah.
Oh, mate, yeah, fucking hell. Mortal Kombat,
fighting games and first-person shooters, definitely. They're going to be tricky ones. So, I don't know, I quite like the idea of it. I like that this is a possibility in the future. They're saying this is the way gaming goes. It's going to change gaming forever. I'm not sure. If you can keep it to a cheap option, £10, is that going to cover my goods? I don't think so, because much like yourself, one that likes to buy new games and play the new titles, so we'll still be buying them. But how much? I just don't see this as being one that's going to change. I don't think this is going to take me away from my two consoles.
No, absolutely not. I think because during a lot of the press conferences, there was a mention of Stadia, like it's compatible with Stadia. We mentioned that Xbox kind of said, "Oh, we've got xCloud and all this good stuff," and we don't really know what it is yet. And then Bethesda, I don't know if you remember, announced that Orion, like a cloud gaming system that acts as like a middleware component that essentially is supposed to increase speed and reduce latency. So that's something they've developed, Bethesda. I imagine they're going to make money from the people like Stadia wanting to connect into it because it's going to be a good service. But there was a lot of cloud and streaming of games at E3, and we're promised that yes, this is the future, this will change the world. But I do vividly remember 2-3 years ago we were sitting down looking at what was being revealed at E3s, and it was VR then. It was virtual reality. That's come along. That's going to take over gaming. That's going to change the world. And it has its own area. It has its own market. It's self-sustainable, but it certainly hasn't swept everyone away. I think it's going to be the same here. I think there's going to be business cases or personal cases where this makes sense for people. They will perhaps migrate to this solution. But
don't think it's going to be the be-all and end-all.
No, it definitely will not. And I think Stadia, to be honest, that they might be happy with that for now. Like they can't expect to tap into 91 million PlayStation 4 owners and get them all. But if they can get 10%, if they can get 5%, like that's still there's a huge market there for them. And I think it's going to be more like that. It's going to be a VR style shift where we see excitement and opportunities and it not working, and then it'll eventually settle down and it'll be a part of the market that's used. But
much like VR is now, it's still there. And
it's settled down. It's people who've got VR, they like it, they use it. There's games coming out for it, and it's just for people's preferred way of playing. And I think we'll see the same with cloud gaming. I don't see the consoles going away just yet, or even in the generation after the next. But could all change, but that's my view. Anyway.
No, much the same for me. Interested, and I would like to try and participate. I definitely want to try it. I've signed up for a few. Did Bethesda have one? I think they did, didn't they?
Yeah, Doom Slayer or something like that.
And that's some beta test in October.
That's it. You can beta test Doom on the Orion platform, so I'll go and sign up for that as well, because I think I'll be interested to try it, like you said, and then stupidly I'll go down the road and commit £120 to Phil Harrison's fucking Founders Pack on the promise of that it's going to change my life.
But it does. And I mean, from being a master race, the idea of 4K 60 and playing these games at high max settings and stuff, it does intrigue me, but just will I get that? I'm not. It all depending on different faculties. It's worry.
You got fucking Xbox trying to boot out.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
already beyond the curve.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Well, that was E3 2019.
Oh, what are we sitting at?
Over 3 hours. I don't know if we actually carried on recording at 3 hours, but
we ain't pressed the record button. 3 hours.
Oh God! I wouldn't be surprised something like that happening. that definitely wouldn't get recorded. But any other thoughts or final thoughts on E3 2019 before we shut this down and let everyone get on with their lives?
Just as a whole, I love E3. I mean, I still had fun this week. I was coming home. Well, I wasn't at home. I was at home this week, but
fucking washout.
Yeah. But just the excitement of E3, just these games where the gaming community all comes together. We get these announcements. It's an exciting week, and I just think these days there's a lot of expectation now. We're sort of pandered a bit too much, and we expect.
It's never been so good, really.
Yeah, that's right.
Has it? Other than some of the bullshit around microtransaction and loot boxes, but in general, the quality of the games that are seemingly coming out yearly it's hard to say that Terminator on the SNES was an all-time classic when you got all sorts
exactly
coming out.
But like we say, I'm so used to these heavy hitters coming out and these shock factors, and just these conferences this year, they didn't have the same effect that they have done the last time. Last year when we saw the big hitters from PlayStation, they really did make you look and think, fuck me, that looks impressive, and wow, I weren't expecting that when Cyberpunk's got dropped. We didn't have anything that big this day. There was a handful of decent games that were shown well. Yeah, it was just a bit of underwhelmment. There was too many CGI trailers, too many updates on games, and a few missing games that I thought for certain would be there. And
Oh yeah, there was.
Got things
definitely...
like Bayonetta 3 that didn't even get a mention.
That's in trouble.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
Skull and Bones, Metroid Prime 4. Do you remember Session?
Yeah, that's another one. Yes, even Skate 4. Skate 4 was a dead set. People were screaming for that game, but they decided to bin that. And yeah, Session was another one. That was last year's E3, and they haven't even mentioned it. God knows what's happened to it. So yeah, it was just a bit of underwhelming in this year's E3, and that seems to be the case from everyone this year. They sort of I think a lot of people were expecting more, especially with PlayStation pulling out, and this was Microsoft's time to shine, and fortunately they fell a bit flat. I think Phil knows that. I see him a couple of quotes saying that he really did miss the competition of E3 this year, and it took a bit away.
Took the edge off him. He had fucking feet up. That was. That's what he's trying to say. They had their fucking feet up.
Blew it.
I've built a fucking underground shitter. Spent $2 million on that fucking contraption to put AJ Styles down there playing fucking shit Escape or whatever it's called.
But we've got a plethora of games, and our wallets are going to get fucking blitzed from now till
between
May.
now and like next summer.
And then after the break, we've got nothing from June till November yet. Sure, the
consoles to pay
and then
for.
we got £500 to pay for fucking. Well, God knows how much that's going to cost. That Scarlet and Halo Infinite, PlayStation 5 in July.
Start saving now.
$2,000 that is gone.
God, pocket money, some people say, but not to me.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. E3 2019 in the books. If you want to hear more from us on various subjects, gaming, films, television sometimes, mainly gaming, then you can find us on all good podcast outlets via Dimp Digital Unplugged. That's the name of the series. Or we do have a YouTube channel under the name of Dimp Digital. And if you search Dimp Digital in Google, you'll probably only find us anywhere. But any good podcast outlet, you can find us and the YouTubes. Thanks everyone for sitting through this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed E3. I'm going to have a lay down, rinse this wretched old throat that I've got now, and have some good rest. But everyone else, thanks very much for your time, and ta-da.